Welcome, denizens of our stream, and denizens of not our stream, and denizens,
And Dennis.
and Dennis. How you
Thanks,
doing out
Dennis.
there,
Keep it up,
business?
Dennis.
What is it, business daddy? Hi.
What?
Okay, looking good.
Nice. Hello, Anon. Hello, Dranine Gotson. I think that's supposed to be some other word, but I don't know. Hello,
It's
Devil's
Dranine.
Eldest, everybody.
Oh.
Hello, Dora. Hello, Beth. Hello, Tamor.
Hello,
Hello,
mother.
Hi, kids.
Cookie.
Hello, father.
Doing
Hello,
great
Moon.
work
Hello,
out there.
Stars. Hi, everybody. Hi, Casey.
Hi,
Does it
Casey.
mean you're-
Okay, cool. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition is on the docket.
Docket.
Motion seconded, motion passes. Dungeons and Dragons is what we will play tonight in its 5th and most recent edition.
Docket. How do you spell that?
EOCKET.
Oh, also called a trial docket. Are we on trial? What's happening?
Yes, you are.
I would like
It's-
to plead guilty
It-
to all
num-
charges.
Number 2 is chiefly British. We'll skip that one. But that's
Chiefly British.
don't skip that one.
All right.
I might.
So, Roll20.net, thanks for having such a wonderful virtual tabletop experience for us to use. If you're interested in checking it out, it's Roll20.net. It's the freaking name. Easy to remember, hard to forget. Thanks for your Spotlight program and shining an unnecessarily bright light in our dark corner of the internet.
Docketing is a verb.
Docketing is a verb. So, also, thank you to Kevin MacLeod for your royalty-free music, because we're the kind of royalty that likes things to be free. We will keep you up to date as to what songs we play at the end of the stream, if we remember. If not, go look them up, using only your memory. We're on
1475
social
docket
media.
is Docket.
See, I don't even need the reminder document. Social media, we are on twitch.tv/rollit_slant. You can find us there. And if you push the follow button, you can make something appear on my monitor, which I will ignore until it is safe for me to announce it, which will likely be at the intermission break halfway through our episode. Or at the end.
Docketed is a verb and an adjective.
I know.
Why are we still doing this bit?
I'm
What else have we
learning.
got? We've got a Twitter. That's honestly largely irrelevant, but if you want to follow that, go for it. We even have a website that we haven't mentioned and or used or updated in so long. It's got lots of good articles of us telling you the correct way to play Dungeons and Dragons, because it's not a personal experience. There's a right and a wrong. And
You can win Dungeons and Dragons, and we are doing it.
you can certainly try.
I've not.
The
It's my third
YouTube.
go.
YouTube's probably the most useful of the things for you to know, and it's also the hardest for you to find us on. Just search for Roll It Slant there.
Or type
Or
in our
scroll
code.
down.
Question
under...
mark, capital T, lowercase u, GYS, capital T, lowercase w, capital U, VXY, capital G.
Did you spell
X.
docket?
This is the
W.
quality content people come for.
The color red. The feeling
The,
of
the emotion of waking up in the morning and realizing that it's foggy.
the feeling of longing.
Those
1, 2, 3.
ESPN cards with the 3 wavy lines.
Cool,
It's
cool.
the time where you get your toast just perfect.
I guess I missed the memo where I was doing the introduction. There's a lot of interruptions here.
Yeah,
That's
we-
what
we-
slows this down every week.
Wait,
It's because
who's
all
doing
you
the interruptions?
chime in.
Yep.
I get what you're doing, and I don't like it. All right.
Better.
So,
But you didn't use the docket.
now I'm going to start at the beginning again because I lost my train of thought.
Okay, I'll go back to the top of docket.
Hi, Dor. No. All right. So I think that is everything. I'm not going to check. Thanks, Kayla. We usually thank her, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm not gonna say why though,
Emotes.
because I know she's not. No, I'm not gonna say it.
You did it. I did.
She's not gonna watch this.
Yeah, but you're just an extension of Casey.
It's true.
Okay.
Take that.
So, Dungeons and Dragons, the 5th edition role-playing game. Cookie is playing from a remote location, so unfortunately we have no Cookie, but she will just redouble her efforts in her voice acting performance for the night.
Yep.
Wait, is the picture
See?
actually a cookie? You should do that.
Was rapper cookie?
It is not, because I put 0 effort into production value. So let's dive into our show. I feel like we've vamped on long enough here. Cool. I came up with a really great idea for a D&D session that we won't get to tonight.
We get there
You're
someday.
right. Probably
Never
Probably
did.
not. Probably not. It
Oh,
assumes
okay.
like 80 events happen, and I was like, oh, this is really cool. We should do this. But then, well, you know how it is. I don't like this song because I can't hear it. Give me another song. I don't like this song because I can't hear it. Wait, somebody turn me off. I hear my own voice.
Yep. That was me. I'm
What?
so sorry.
Ah, dick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting until I hear some music from Kevin MacLeod, because
Kayla is also sending her remote love to Groost.
remote love to Groost. What does that
Thanks,
even mean?
Kayla. Why grew specific? You know what? I understand.
What kind of a question is that, Bethany?
Yeah, you're right. It's Chris.
My extensions. Don't worry, I'm gonna fix the extensions thing. I think. Yeah, it's not on the right one. We'll fix it. To let you know that everyone's healthy and happy. I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, I was gonna do more of the recap. Except, why is that? Does anyone hear music?
I do.
Why don't I hear music?
I don't know, Casey.
I feel
Check
like
that
I've gone
docket.
through this often.
Go down to your bottom right-hand corner.
I don't like it.
I don't hear music.
I'm gonna refresh, and that's gonna load the page incorrectly for me, and then I'll have to exit the game.
Load which page? Come on, I alley-ooped. Go ahead, slam it down.
Roll20.net.
Ah. I hate to see that kind of mistake. Rookie error.
Everyone just sing your favorite Kevin MacLeod song in your head right now.
Does any of his music have words?
No, I don't
got a
think
couple.
so.
There's a
I have no idea.
I like his song. We're all Austrian. Let's do the hoopla.
That's my favorite jam.
I wish I had that when I was in Austria.
That tickled me, Beth. That was a good one.
It's only gonna get worse from here.
I still don't hear any music.
None.
What the hell?
Did the others say that they could hear music?
Well, guys, this is going to be a non-musical version tonight for the
I
moment.
could at one point hear music, yeah. But I have since muted the music.
I'm gonna see if music's playing at least on the page, maybe. Okay, I hear it on Roll20, but I always have that muted.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it through Roll20. Unless there's something wrong with Standby.
Yeah, fundamentally. Regarding this topic.
I hear it now. I have fixed the problem. So, here it is. Here it is. Good stuff. So, last time, on the last page, we started the session returning to Crenel Bend amidst a horrible storm. Debating whether doing the rest of the intro as a pirate. No, I'll skip it. So, during this storm that was made up largely of ravens and other spooky creatures of the night swirled above Crenel Bend, the party staunchly protecting a NPC halfling seeking to basically save his daughter from death's door, literally. Took him to the safety of Crennel Bend, where this swirling mass of death was, and seeing that it was centered above Baroness Lindsay's living circus, the party tried their best to get inside. However, alas, in it, Marcos the halfling was slain by the birds.
It's not Timor, though.
It is definitely not Timor. So, the halfling died in this conflict. Inside this building that they found barricaded, and they tried to get in for safety as the birds descended on them from above. They found two familiar faces and two unfamiliar faces, and one face of an elephant named Stumbles. Ondine and Caspian were both there, as well as two newcomers to the story. A woman by the name of Emily Ivo, whom some of you may have a pang of recognition for her surname from previous campaigns. The daughter of Sir Revan Ivo, and the late Persephone Ivo, a cleric in the Jadewood campaign, or Unexpected Arrivals, if you followed us when we actually started streaming and not previously, which would be super creepy. As well as a mysterious stranger by the name of Du Etal, who the party has found out works for a mysterious organization known as the Brotherhood, and is a curator for the library, meaning that he procures objects and brings them there. So, party is held up in this large building with a swirling storm of death around the outside, and must figure their way out. However, faced with a bit of a conundrum in that their mission quest giver now is dead at their feet, and even after speaking with dead, which they tried to use the single potion of life he had created from the nectar of a very magical flower at his house to bring him back to life, and with a very close roll almost did so. However, did not quite get there, and were only able to sort of speak with his soul for a short duration. So the party must decide, will they continue on with their quest? Where will they go next? With perhaps other things looming more brightly in their mind. So we will begin, still in the midst of the storm itself, standing over the corpse of the late Baroness Lindsay, who has succumbed to this accosting of birds. That's where we will start tonight. Crennel Bend. Where'd he go?
Upon coming in here, I would like to start ritually casting Detect Magic. Like, as we're investigating this scene.
Can it easily be done and completed, unless anyone wants to try to thwart your doing so. No one does, so yes.
It resolves.
It action resolves, goes to the stack, and resolves.
Yes. So yeah,
Entered the first main phase.
Untap first, upkeep then.
Yes.
Well, we already did upkeep. That was the announcements.
I tapped enough mana, and I'm good to go.
You guys
No,
are
you draw
fucking
first. Untap,
nerds.
upkeep, draw.
Jesus.
You
Those
drew on the
D&D
map.
houses should not throw stones.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is, playing a goblin in a Dungeons & Dragons campaign is way cooler than playing cards with
Can't wait to see how this sentence is going to turn out.
you people.
I can have both. I can have both the cake and the pie.
Wait, what do you mean, you people?
You know what I mean.
So I'd like to look around and investigate, looking for, using the detect magic, but also looking for anything, like suspect or dark or, yeah.
All right. So walking around, you do see um, quite a few magical items now scattered amongst your party, as per usual. Undine gives off a faint glow of magic, silhouetting her, of transmutation magic.
Mhm.
Looking over other things, you look at the two others, or, well, right now you're in, you're sort of in a back room besides the corpse of Baroness Lindsay, and the rest of your party's there, as well as Emily Ivo. Looking at Emily Ivo, the arm that she has completely covered glows incredibly brightly with evocation magic. Nothing that can be seen with the naked eye, but with detect magic, it is quite clear. If you'd like to travel elsewhere, you can get other more information, perhaps.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to
What?
look around. Like, are we already around Baroness Lindsay's body, or are we okay?
You do not see any traces of magic on Baroness Lindsay's body.
Okay. Is there more like back rooms to traverse or different like areas around there?
There's sort of a backstage area of the ring, and there's a couple rooms sort of off there. Some of them are kind of like, kitchen, more functional things, as this is also, a tavern. And then there are some areas with pens and that sort of thing for the keeping of animals, and then there is a sort of like outback area as well. Wandering through all of those places slowly does not yield anything of particular interest or influence. However, when you do sort of catch a glimpse out a window or any of that, there is a fair bit of necromancy energy swirling about outside that you can see.
All
Yes,
right.
Timur, did you have a question
Well, just
or a statement?
more of a request for action. Maliath would like to take a closer look at the body to see if there's a pattern and or maybe a calling card, because if this was intentional or directed, a person of such clearly grandiose presentation may also leave a guess who did this somehow, maybe subtly. That's what I'm looking for. Looking specifically at if maybe there's like names carved into flesh or something god awful.
Give me an investigation
because that
roll.
horror outside tells me this person isn't nice. They're not going to leave like a flower pebble. So all that to be 5 plus 1 investigation. That's what I did. Oh, look, it rolled more than once for some reason. But both stunk, so we'll go with the one that was first that stunk.
So, 7 on investigation. The wounds look not really patterned in any way.
Right.
Pretty brutal and gruesome, but it looks like this was the work of something more animalistic, and not evident. There's no evidence of weapons or anything that you can find, or calling cards, or anything that makes this seem like anything but randomly being shredded by outside.
Okay.
Are you sharing any of what you observed?
Well, this is horrific, and it wasn't done by a person with a knife.
I am sharing that I haven't found anything of import on the scene.
I will say, if this was an assassination, they left no little tokens.
Can I inspect the wounds to see if they seem like the sort of wounds that would be left by the birds that we fought, or that are similar to the wounds that I can observe with my eyes on our former employer, or whether it seems like some other kind of creature may have
Make
inflicted
a
them.
medicine check, please.
Ugh.
There are a lot of wounds, and it's pretty much a bloody mess.
Snaps.
You're currently inside. Looking around, it looks like almost all of the windows have been barricaded by this point.
Okay.
And those that haven't, I mean, there's a lot of broken glass sort of on the inside. It looks like things have gotten in, but for the moment, you can occasionally hear things like, pecking or just literally slamming bodies against different parts. But right now, fortifications seem to be holding. But there is that sort of eerie feeling that there's a swarm of things outside still.
I'll do my best to walk around and make sure that all of the barricades are still functional. And if there's any that need some repair, I will use mending.
Roger that.
So, and this cloud is swirling around Baroness Lindsay's in particular.
It's quite large in size. It
Okay.
does, to the best of your knowledge while you were outside, appear to be roughly centered sort of on Krenel Bend itself.
Okay, thank you.
However, looking at where the highest density of the creatures that were in all of this, they are around this location.
The funnel.
Yeah. So the creatures
this
seem to be
map-
drawn to the building that you're in right now.
Okay. Are there any of the animals that are hiding that she might have been keeping? Like, I would like to look to see, like, are the animals still there or no?
Stumbles is here.
Stumbles is here. Oh, Stumbles.
Bruce is scratching Stumbles.
Stambles.
Stambles.
Stambles. Bruce is an accent now.
Looking around, you do see there are a couple of the birds left. There's a cat still in here, just sort of cowering in a cabinet. None of the magical animals are in here still, though. You don't see any animals that, like, originally when you came here, there was a blink dog and a couple of other things. And notably, none of those are here.
Is there like a basement or a trap where she might have hid them? Like, maybe looking around to see if there's any, like,
Give me an investigation roll, please.
Yeah. She would have let them go, or just like, okay. That would be a
Looking
13.
around, there is a cellar that stores the sort of usual foodstuffs that you might imagine being kept in a cellar. There's still, enough to support a normal sort of cycle of tavern ownership down there. Some cheap wine, that sort of thing. No animal cages or anything down there. All of in the room or the sort of larger, it's kind of like almost like a little bit of like a barn, sort of stable-like area, but with smaller cages. All of those cage doors are open. Looking through it.
So the question is, did she let them go before the attack, or were they were they killed and then forced open because of the attack? She probably let them go before, because although she was attacked inside, right?
It's possible that whatever attacked her let everything out as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out which one is it, right? She let them go, or they let whoever attacked.
Looking at it, there is a fairly obvious bloody trail that goes from sort of where her body's final resting place is towards these larger kind of like barn type doors out in the back that connects into like the backstage area of the little circus ring. So it looks like the body was either dragged or crawled or something in through that area, but that goes outside.
Is there any way for me to go and take a look at that? Is that outside area? That isn't where we came in, right? That's facing onto an area that we
It's
haven't
facing
seen
sort of
yet.
like up off the top of the map, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's
Is
just
there-
like it's just back into like sort of the town of Colonel Bend, right?
Yeah. Is there are there any like cracks in the door that I could peek through, like anything without opening the door that would allow me to maybe see if there's a scene of the crime on the other side of the door?
You look outside, and basically all you can see is driving rain and the occasional flash flutter of wings silhouetted by the lightning. If something was bloody and murdered out there, it's likely long washed away by the rain, or carried off by the birds, perhaps.
So, where do we think this magic thing / not magic thing that the birds want is?
Can't you release your creature? Isn't it naturally attracted to such things?
It does detect. It knows magic's around. Wow, you're smart, Goliath. Eloise! Eloise! Do you know where the magic is, Eloise? Bruce wants to. It's my face. Bruce would like to see if the wriggly tingle appendages are pointing in any kind of direction.
Cat medicine time. I'll be back shortly.
Roger that. Are you setting dear Eloise loose to go wander?
Yes.
All right. She sort
Stay
of
inside, Eloise.
plops down, wanders over to the corpse of Baroness Lindsay and begins to eat.
No! No!
I'm gonna scoop up the creature.
Eloise! Stop! Not everybody's watching.
She's just like grinning up at you, face just covered in blood.
And just to be clear, Zahara like scoops her up and then just like holds her just like arms extended and then rotates and then
Caspian
walks
is
back
like-
over. Don't worry about it. And then I shove it back into Groot's hands.
Shove her back into Groot's hands.
Shove her back into Groot's hands.
I think. I don't know how to check. Eloise, where is the magic? Magic. No, like, wiggle.
She just
No.
sort of mimics what you're doing. And then gives you grabby hands again.
I know. I would grab me too, but we must. Okay. Groot is gonna start walking around with Eloise from room to room and see if wiggle tingles happen. That's the most like uncomfortable thing I can call it, but I'm committed to it.
You're committed
Alright,
now.
so
I'm
going around. Can you make me a perception roll for Eloise, please?
I can. Come on, Eloise. Let's get it. So it's just wisdom, right?
Nailed it.
Nice.
As you walk by Emily Ivo, who's again wide-eyed looking at you after you've taken this creature who's sort of snagged a bite of the likely still warm flesh of this person whom you knew not too long ago, and then it's been handed back to you, and now you're carrying it around like a metal detector. It doesn't. Eloise reacts adversely towards Emily, as if scared or frightened or sensing that she is in danger. And that's
Crystal.
about it. Are you going through the whole place with?
Yeah, intention was just to like not necessarily like go into every room, but like walk along like the hallway with rooms going off, see if they point in any direction.
As you get back into the main sort of area where you first came in, Eloise sort of tries to wiggle out of your grasp once you near the body of your deceased halfling friend, Marcos.
Well, I guess we've already asked him questions.
Well, we could ask. There's the potential to ask Baroness Lindsay questions.
Right. But I mean, why that's a good dinner go to waste. He's here. No, I shouldn't. Not again. Not again. Later, Eloise. Later. Right now.
You
I hear you, Grist.
finishing out the rest of the rooms, going over to the table where Du is sitting at the moment. There's a similar reaction from Eloise of trepidation whilst near Du.
Don't you do what you're doing, Du.
Excuse me.
Me and Eloise, we know things. We sense.
It's quite a creature you've got there.
I'm a goblin. So, watching you. Got eyes in the back of my pants. It's a goblin expression.
Gonna usher Grist away.
We've been walking this entire time with just really small legs.
Alright, so you make your way back to the rest of everyone. Caspian and Ondine have sort of sit down at a table sort of out sort of in the sort of kitchen area. Ondine has taken some food out and seems to be making something crude with some dried meats and bread there. Just kind of cutting things up.
Oh my God! There's the lost animal.
Yeah.
So, we didn't find anything. Eloise was very thorough. So maybe we should go just look around the rooms, see if anything is off, other than what is very clearly already off.
Not to rush any of you or anything, because there's plenty of food here. It's kind of nice. Do you have a plan for all of this? I mean, the area is secure. I saw to that, but sort of beyond these walls, I don't have much of a plan as of yet. I can formulate one if you'd like. If you guys are busy doing other things, I have that
plan...
capability. Can make a small diagram using household items. From here, we can lay out. For example, you could be the salt shaker.
Yeah, let's do this for
You
an
know
hour.
what? That sounds like a great idea. Do
What's
that.
that? What's that, Eloise? You want to leave this social situation? Me too. You're so Eloise walk back off. You're gonna go look around rooms.
All right. The rooms are much as has already been described.
Oh, I see Eloise's roll.
Actually,
You know what? Actually, I'm gonna snag Caspian.
You're gonna what?
I'm gonna snag Caspian. I'm gonna grab his arm and I'm gonna pull him away from wherever Ondine is.
So you will not see that girl anymore.
This is a security issue. What do you need? There a
Yeah,
window
I'd like
broken again?
No, I'd like to, interrogate your keen investigative eye. Were you and Ondine in here the entire time, or were you out in the storm at some point?
No, we only got here after we arrived from the market. It's where we were when all this sort of came in. We were doing stuff in the market, shopping, and generally preparing for whatever may come. After getting that hard kick to the curb from Shavia.
Yes,
It stung a little at first.
I
but,
also experienced
it's,
unemployment at the same
It
time
was
as you did.
maybe for the best. Sometimes I think that we're placed in these situations in order to rise above them. So
Yeah,
that's what
grows
we're
people.
trying to do. Where were we?
Undine.
Yeah, no, she's here.
I could see that.
Yeah.
Did you notice the birds taking any sort of special interest in her?
Well, they seemed pretty hungry for all of us, as far as I noticed. We were mainly just trying to run for our lives at that point. I did gather up these other two. They also seemed in the run for your lives mode, which was something we all had in common, and I think we sort of instantly bonded over that. Probably going to write them letters later if we travel separate ways, just to make sure that they're good. So yeah, we all came here and barricaded it, and we found the bodies here, and there was that little guy, the elephant. Not so little, I say that jokingly, of course. Yeah, so he looked like he was rearing for a fight with these birds, but we managed to get him inside, so he wouldn't get too accosted by them. But yeah, we ran straight from the market to here. Ondine dropped her bag there, unfortunately. Probably should swing back around there and collect that again.
What was in the bag?
Not entirely sure. Don't make it a point to go through my friend's belongings.
And where was it that she dropped it?
In the
Proust,
market.
come here. I need to go through your
Market.
belongings.
Right.
No.
Okay. Good chat. I think I need to catch a bird. I'm just gonna turn around and walk away.
Be careful. There's a lot to catch.
I'm gonna walk back over to the party and I'm gonna say, well, I think Ondine may have been carrying something important that we watched get stolen.
Wait. What if Ondine... Hi, I'm back, by the
Oh.
way. What if Ondine is the thing?
That's why I'm saying maybe we should try to catch a bird, because one bird that we kind of like let loose in here, maybe the bird can show us what we need to be paying attention to, and then we can kill the bird.
Wait. There are lots
Or like put
of
the bird in a
birds.
bag.
Why a bag?
Yeah, it's good.
Well,
thing
because
there's
we
no
don't have a
cages in
cage.
this place, huh? No cages at all in this place.
Well, is there like we would need like a portable cage.
There are bird cages. There are quite a few.
Oh,
bird
okay,
cages.
never mind. I think we should try to catch a bird. I'm honestly, I'm kind of out of other ideas.
I would. That sounds like a good idea.
Because the alternative is that we sit here and I keep talking to Caspian, which is entertaining in its own way, but also does make me start climbing the walls like a lizard. So,
Don't do that.
bird time? I think
Bird
it's
time.
bird time.
Bird time.
Okay. Eloise, you should go somewhere safe. Like this sack that I carry.
All right,
This
Eloise
cloth sack, impenetrable sack.
Absolutely impenetrable cloth sack.
climbs in, makes herself comfortable.
Excellent. So, onwards. Stumbles, there is no room for you. Stop. Get out. No.
It's just the trunk.
So, who's going first?
Well, I think we need a bird game plan.
Okay, I'm listening. So you want to,
Window?
What about the
heist a bird?
Well, there's the back door and the front door, right? So if we can, keep people that aren't involved in this safe in one room, and we use the back door or something like that to try and lure it in, we could also open one window somehow, like a smaller hole to open up versus a whole door.
Yeah. And then
We're going to have to be better about letting birds in, following whomever, and killing halflings.
We just want one bird.
Just
Well,
wanted one halfling safe, but that doesn't mean it happened.
We will precisely get in one bird. There's no way this plan's gonna go wrong.
Yeah,
This
there is at least a 40,000% chance this will go horribly wrong.
In the high mountains, we used to put like little vermin on sticks and whatnot and put them in front of caves, and as the eagles would come in, a bear would catch the eagle. That's how we caught the birds. Until that one time, which then resulted in owl bears. It was a really weird time.
Oh.
This is the most you've ever talked about your life.
It wasn't my life. I didn't make the bears and owls.
Do we think that now isn't the best time for character development?
I think back to my youth.
Yeah, tell me more. I gotta sit on his stool.
I know. I want to know more about the bears. What's their motivation?
Everyone would like to know more about the bears, but they were very, very unfriendly about sharing about the bears.
Sit back, Stumbles. We're in for the long haul.
They would only give you the something necessities. So,
who would be pretty quick at opening and shutting a window?
anyone with arms?
I don't understand the question.
No, somebody who might be speedy. I'm trying not to but be dexterous enough to do that
I am
quickly.
fairly dexterous, which is also an attribute that I think will be important for snatching a bird out of the air.
Oh, all right. Well, then you do that then.
Do we have a net?
I don't know. Do we have a net? I'm gonna look for a net.
Just use if they clamp their beaks onto you, that's sort of like catching them. Just bring them inside while they're pecking
Hold out
you to
your
death.
neck. Get them on.
Present an important vein or artery.
Oh, you know what I could do is when they come in, I could slow it.
Let's just see if I can
Right.
do this with my natural attributes before we start slinging magic around.
Now, mind you, these birds
I'm
are
just saying what I've
killing.
got in my toolbox, dear one. That's all. But yes, you go ahead. You know, catch that bird. I could do window. if
Wait,
people
we should
want.
go tell everybody to cower in a room
Yes.
Yes.
just in advance for.
Or is
Watch
there
this
another
mouse to
room with a
go.
window that we could open?
I'll
So
be
that
wrong.
we're the one that's carrying in the room.
You are able to isolate yourself in a room with a window if you would like.
Let's try that and close the door behind us.
All right, easy enough. You head into a sort of larger, almost stable-like room that's divided up into maybe 8 or so cages, looking like they could fit sort of, medium to large-sized creatures comfortably.
Make
I'm
sure we
gonna
have a
bring the bird cage with me too.
All right. There's a window that currently has a table sort of leaning up against it at the far end of this room. And a bunch of broken glass on the floor.
Wait a minute. What? Broken glass on the floor
Yes.
from a window already?
Looks like the window was broken. And the table has been put to block the window.
Okay. Sorry, I had a brain blip. Okay. So then I'm gonna need help with this table because all of it's not super.
Move
Allow
over.
ghost.
I have a 12.
Allow ghost. Step back. It's made of. It's built into the ground.
It's the heaviest table there is.
Why do you have such big tables?
Table doesn't budge.
Oh, I've got a 4.
It's a sturdy table.
You see
Yeah.
what I mean? It's. Meliath, you're blessed by the great Magrubius with dazzling height.
But incorrect.
Height.
No.
Come,
It's incorrect.
Come
In
pull
just
table.
about all manners,
Pull table.
including choice of clerics. I will.
You're preaching at me.
Easy enough. Table can
I
slide.
say that easy enough.
Yeah, it's no larger than like sort of a normal sized table, and you can kind of just use the leverage and just kind of tip it back.
This
a
is
little
the
bit
very table that dogs were playing poker at earlier. What was I saying? The window is now.
Any flutterings?
There's plenty of things fluttering around outside.
It was.
I'm going to present my artery to them by shoving my hand out the window.
If I cast magic on you, they'll come. Do you want me to do that?
It's Dangle Eloise. Dangle Eloise.
They were pretty
No.
attracted to radiant energy, weren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, then radiant it up.
Please get more than 5 feet away from me.
I get more than 5 feet away from Groost.
Groost will word of radiance.
Alright.
Spaghetti!
What does Word of Radiance do?
This. What do I make it say there?
Each creature of your choice you can see must succeed a Constitution saving throw. Are you choosing any creatures that are currently around?
Nope.
Alright. So, Burning Radiance erupts with a flash from you, and
Wait, they're gonna come for me.
Zahara, you said that you were sort of standing in the window, and you do see that as there's a sort of bright flash behind you, that a lot of the birds gather, and they all begin to head towards the window.
Get ready to put the table back. I'm going to assemble. I'm going to
I have to use the loo. Hold on.
crouch in the way of a football player waiting for a pass. I think that's the right terminology. I don't really know how football works. And I'm going to try to catch a bird as they fly in. Any other questions?
All right. Crouching like a football player about to receive a pass, which is a very typically stationary task that is done.
I don't know what football is.
You have to crouch when you catch the ball. That's definitely
part
true.
of the,
Even before.
Part of the thing. So,
I think that's in the rules.
There are what you would consider probably 3 small swarms of ravens flying in towards the window. They all arrive at you, and since you are sort of waiting for this, I will allow you to attempt to make a grapple check against essentially a bird. This will be to try to pick a bird out.
So is that athletics?
Uh,
Any chance that I can
We
sell
just
you
need
on
a butterfly
dexterity
net.
athletics?
Just a little butterfly net. We get like 5.
I will let you try to do dexterity athletics.
Delicious.
And I will contest it with
Intelligence acrobatics.
their dexterity.
Okay. 17.
And here comes their dexterity. Alright, so you managed to snag a bird out of the swarm.
Push that thing right on back in the way.
Alright.
And if you don't get out of the way, you're going outside.
Pushing it back, give me another athletics check. The DC is 10, or the birds manage to get in.
Uh-oh.
Don't fuck this up.
Too late, I already rolled it.
Nice. So you are able to sort of grab one out as they sort of clamber in. You push the table back as Zahara kind of dives out of the way, and you just hear as a bunch of birds sort of fly in.
Okay, I would like to shove this very angry bird into the bird cage and shut the bird cage.
All right, easily
Hear
done.
the birds calling
You can see
in
it's
the air tonight.
now that it's sort of in front of you and sort of flapping around pretty agitated and violently there. You do see that its eyes are glowing this sort of a deep red. And there are no pupils or anything in the eyes, just sort of like this red swirling color and energy.
Before we do what we need to do with, or I mean, after we do what we need to do with this bird.
You want to poach it, don't you?
Well, I'm curious if
Please.
it's. Oh, wait a minute. Is Detect Magic still up?
Is
Sure.
it a Cornish hen? Wait,
Is this magical?
The bird is magical.
Okay. Because I do have the ability to dispel, but I mean, it would just be this one bird. I just don't know if there's something bigger to dispel.
Well, why don't we start out by using it for what we need to use it for, and then we can try that.
Correct. Yeah,
and
I don't want to.
that will at least give us another data point. All right, so let's go see if the bird has any opinions about things that are inside.
Casey, I have a very unusual, likely the wrong question. When I use, say, Sacred Flame, for example, I don't even know if I have that one. To be honest, I often don't choose the obvious ones. Let's see. Cantrips. I do not. Okay. So were I to use Sacred Flame on a person, would the radiant burst come from the person that's taking the damage? Or would it emanate from me and go to them first, thereby attracting any kind of swarms to me? Could I literally have the birds go attack things I target?
There's radiance that appears on both sort of sides of that.
Okay, so I would not be exempt.
There is some like divine, because you have to cast it and that expels the energy and then it erupts around something, right? It's not like that particular spell isn't a line of like, you're not shooting something to do it, but you cast it, it has an effect, and then it radiates.
So you can see it on both ends, certainly.
Yes.
I understand that. So I was just making sure that maybe the person who killed the lady didn't be like, well, they love radiant. Twinkle, twinkle. Sorry, lady.
I mean, there may be effects that do that in the way like their spell, and like you could potentially cast a light on somebody, and then they would be a big target.
Right.
Yeah, agrees.
Sorry,
Squeak.
offhand question. Sorry.
Yep. All right, so you have a bird. What would you like to do with the bird? Not you. You don't have a bird.
That is not bird
Get out of
science.
here.
You should. Okay. We should get Ondine to come in here.
I mean, I was going to kind of take the bird to her, was my thought.
Right, but if we take the bird there, it could, there's more variables.
Yeah,
It's
one
not-
by one makes sense.
Okay.
But more variables is what we want. If it goes to Ondine,
Yeah, I
then
mean, we
it's
don't really
only
have much of a
Ondine.
we don't really have much of a baseline here.
Right, but we don't know how it's going to react, right? Maybe it doesn't go to her. Maybe it just starts, doing backflips and singing goblin battle songs.
I mean, if
Ondine, come here. Where are you, Ondine? Come back. Ondine.
Are you just yelling for her?
Yes.
Also, Olive, as Ondine comes, is there any way for you to look further past with your detections and see if there's any maybe signature of the person who did this? This has a wizard's mark on it, or can this be traced to something or somewhere?
I mean, more than Detect Magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe detect magic would be enough for a wizard mark, but that would be very deliberate. If it were beyond that, what would we need? I'm not very arcane-y.
You can make I'll let you make an Arcana check with your sort of detect magic up to investigate the magic that you see there.
I'll do that. So as we're walking around, or when we, that is a 12.
All right. Looking at the bird, it's a very sort of pure form of magic. Like usually you can see some sort of like organization, or like almost design to like if there's a specific spell, you can sort of see how like the spell is like kind of laid out and the magic has structure to it in the detect magic. This doesn't have that sort of structure. it's occurring much more organically.
Do we? Do we? Okay. Let's continue with the raven.
All right. The
Right.
door to this stable's room opens, and you see Caspian sort of opening the door, and Ondine sort of stepping into the doorway.
Hold still, Undine.
I would like to study the bird.
All right. So right now you're at kind of the opposite end of the room.
Yeah, so
So
I'm
you're
gonna
probably about 30 or 40 feet away from her.
so I'm going to study the bird.
All right. I mean, the bird
Bird.
is just like thrashing and flapping around.
And then I'm going to walk towards Ondine and continue to study the bird and see if its behavior changes.
As you start to get closer, within sort of 15, 20 feet, the thrashing intensifies to the point where the bird seems to wedge its like head and its beak in through the bars and starts just like very, very violently sort of clapping its beak and its claws to the point where you sense that the bird is trying to just like tear itself through the small holes in the bars, and feathers start coming off as it's just like putting every bit of its strength into somehow extruding itself through this small space and
Towards Ondine.
towards Ondine, and it's very much turning into like sort of this bloody collection of feathers.
Okay,
and,
I am going to.
birds.
Detective Ghost would like to pose a hypothesis.
I'm gonna back up with the bird. I'm gonna like take my cloak and throw it over the cage.
So,
Ondine looks terrified, by the way.
we know two things.
Since
Wait,
you didn't explain at all what you're doing.
Does Ondine
Look,
know that-
I'm not a therapist. I'm a rogue.
I go over to study her. Continue, Chris.
does Ondine know the truth? Should we tell? You know what? If she doesn't know the truth, she should know the truth. I would want to know the truth. So Ondine, if you didn't know, you are like a sort of, you're built out of, what was that woman's name? Shavia. You're built out of Shavia's magical brain goop, right? And you were sharing the soul brain magic goop.
Oh, steady.
And
Hmm.
then she realized and she took it back, which is why you've been feeling worse lately. So now you have no soul, and we were sort of told about the prophecy about cheating death, right? So if you don't have a soul, you're not alive in the scheme of like when you go to like the up place or the down place or the other planes or the death places. They don't get your soul as currency, so you're not technically alive,
Anything.
right?
No value because you're not currency.
Does this make sense? It's like existing outside of the bounds of existing. Right?
She looks at you a little puzzled, and then strikes you across the face.
Did you meet my
Roll the hit.
AC?
It does not do damage.
Why are we hitting Ghost?
Chris, you're being a
That
little
was
rude.
not. That was not real to you. She winds up to do it again.
I didn't say that.
Swings at you.
I get in
I didn't-
line.
I didn't say the word wheel. You said the word wheel. Stop hitting me.
Look. I'm going to shuffle Groose behind me. What Groose, I think, is trying to say.
Punch her in the face.
No.
I'm still in line. Mhm.
What Groose is trying to say in his slightly abrupt way is that choices were made for you that you didn't have any sort of say in. And unfortunately, the consequences of those choices is that I believe these birds are here for you.
I don't understand. What would the birds want with me?
To kill you.
It's conjecture.
But our working theory is that, because of the nature of your creation, the birds don't like you.
Right.
Well, I don't like them very much either.
I can't say I love them either.
That's perfect.
You do have a pet now, though.
Didn't we also see this cloud heading for Xavia's? Or no?
I mean, it was moving from the ocean to Krenel Bend, which is a south to north path, which would put it on a trajectory to Xavia's, but whether or not it's reached there, you have no idea.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, it's not necessarily interested in Shavia, right?
Oh, it is also possible it's not here specifically for you, but you are specifically offensive to the birds, because they didn't come for me
Over here.
Well, they did come for you.
until I use radiant stuff. So either you're particularly radiant, or you're
Yeah, I saw transmutation magic within Ondine. I did not
and
see radiance.
you are very beautiful, but you're not radiant.
You, Roost, I think you need to watch your mouth a bit here.
I won't.
Have you met him?
You expect too much of me.
Well, I don't really like what all of you are implicating about Ondine.
No,
she's
no,
just,
do we?
Me
she's
neither, guys.
just, she's
How
doing
dare
her
you.
best, and
We're not making a judgment call about Ondine. I am merely interpreting the facts that I have.
right.
It isn't a judgment call on her. None of this is her fault, but
Roost was
it does
very
at the end of the
judgy.
day it doesn't really matter how we feel about it. It matters that the birds want to eat her.
Right. Well,
The birds don't care
wanna
about her
eat
feelings.
all of everyone, it seems. So,
Oh, no, not exactly.
Yes,
I would
notice that
think-
the bird wasn't shredding itself to bloody slivers trying to get to me. Even though I grabbed it out of midair and stuck it in a cage.
so what are you saying here? That we should just give the birds Ondine?
No.
No.
No, yeah, because I would have to fight you for that, and I don't want to kill any of you.
Yeah.
Not overly concerned about that, but thank you.
Nice belittlement. That was perfectly timed.
Do you want to see if dispelling something within Ondine potentially could alleviate?
You're gonna dispel Ondine? Oh my god! She dies.
Well, I mean,
Dispel magic, not dispel her.
But what if she is magic? She is a creation of magic, right? It's probably going to be like the roll off because it's probably higher than third level. But
Right. I mean,
Like-
she was radiating transmutation magic, so she could have been something else before. Right?
yeah, lifeless husk I thought was the story.
here are our options, right?
I don't
We
know.
sit here and the birds continue to try to claw their way inside, and we just stay here forever. We give Ondine to the birds. Don't like that option. Or we try to figure out a third option
Oh,
that gets rid of the birds and doesn't require us to give Ondine up as a sacrifice, which again, distasteful, don't really want to do that.
I do
Ondine,
have an idea, but it may not be relevant.
Can I add this one piece of information real quick?
Mhm.
Okay. Caspian said you dropped a bag earlier. What was in that bag?
Well, before I left, Shavia said I could take whatever I wanted that would remind me of Amber Lake, so I filled it with some food and a few items, personal effects, fish.
Oh, fish from the lake?
Just one. I couldn't catch more than one, but they reminded me of Amber
A
Lake.
gnome or maybe possibly a wanty. Yeah.
You happen to know this fish from before.
Right, well, I know all of the fish. They're all in the lake. Well, except for this one that was in a jar.
Why was it in a jar?
Well, because fish need water to live, Groosed. So if I had just carried it loosely in my bag, it would have likely died.
So
I put it in a jar.
Okay. But was it in a jar before you got it?
No, it was in the lake.
Okay. Well.
Did this particular fish that you caught, did you have an affinity for this fish?
I really can't tell them apart. I liked this one more than the others because it was the one I caught. Took me a few hours. They're slippery.
They are. And thinking back, well, actually, it would be Malaya thinking back, not necessarily me, because he's the one that observed it. Was someone stealing a bag or taking a bag from the marketplace, correct?
Someone was had picked up a bag and ran off with it, but it's hard to say that's stealing because I saw him at distance in the cataclysmic rain that we're at.
Sure, taking it back, stealing.
But certainly picking up a bag that was left unattended and running across in manners that are most like how Zahara moves. So yeah.
Do you think we can go get it?
Not currently. I wouldn't try to open those doors again. People die.
Has this? I want to peek outside. Has the storm continued its intensity?
Seems the same as it's been.
As far as your magical origin goes, and these birds having an attraction to magic, whether it's you or us casting spells, but the birds were also attracted to noise when I banged my shield. So it might be just simply we're trying to extrapolate a bit much with very little. But if it were a magical attraction to you, I do know through detection magics that lead is something that blocks a lot of those kind of perceptions. And I would also posit that the Baroness had magical creatures she would likely have kept in such kind of cells because, well, she wouldn't want others peeking in on what she had and making attempts on them. I would assume, it's small conjecture, but we might be able to find a safe haven in that for us, where the birds no longer pay us any heed. If we could find one, if there is one.
Did not the other woman in here say she's seen birds like this before?
Olive?
No, Emily.
Oh. Maybe. Yes. It does seem familiar as if it were minutes ago and yet week or so has passed.
Perhaps she can tell you whether or not your thoughts are correct.
It's worth an ask.
I would like my bag back.
And you're going to have to wait for the storm to pass. We have no way to dispel this current magic.
Can't you just kill all the birds?
I mean, I could, but I don't think everyone else would survive.
Well, let's talk to Emily, shall we?
Yeah, let's go find this Emily.
All right. Doesn't take too long to find that Emily has seated herself down and is eating some of the cured meats and bread that had been sort of set out on the table. Has poured herself looks to be a glass of wine into a not a glass, but a wooden tankard. She sort of looks up as all of you come in with a birdcage covered in a cloak.
Emily, we have a question about these birds that maybe you're able to help answer.
Um, yes.
Do they seek out specific types of magic? Do they seek out any magic? Does magic just simply attract them the same way sound does? And if it is magical in detection, would a lead-lined doorway or cell or container prevent them from uh, seeking what's inside it, much like it blocks detection spells that I'm capable of? Or Olive even, who's probably a little better at it.
Well, I've only seen them once before in the City of Souls. I believe the purpose of something like this is to right balances in life and death. Anything that plays with those forces would likely attract its attention, but they're also bestial in nature, so perhaps their attention is diverted in a similar nature. As far as being able to shield something from
So-
magic, I don't know. Never tried it.
Yeah, it's just a passing thought that we might be able to take refuge. It is likely the Baroness kept special cages for her special, I don't want to call it livestock, exhibits? The animals.
They may have been drawn to the animals, especially if some of them were perhaps brought back to life. Seems strange to think about, but perhaps that's something that someone in the rare animal trade business does. I did. I was traveling with other people when I was first in the City of Souls until I wasn't traveling with other people. Let's say. One of the more seasoned hunters spoke of in things like this the apogee creature of whatever event it was. If you can lure it out, you can kill it. That will also dissipate whatever effect there is. A lot of these forces that try to right the balance are led by some entity. Trick is figuring out which entity it is or luring it out somehow, which perhaps is painting too much of a target on yourself.
It's problematic. Just one of those great terror things that came down was quite the handful, and I believe we saw shapes indicating there were many.
Yes, this is no small event, meaning whatever they're after is likely an egregious affront to whatever the balance is.
Egregious.
I mean,
Here is an additional thought that I have. The
yes.
lake. Oh, by the way, there's a lake up in Amber Lake that has like fish souls in it, like souls of people that become fish. And Ondine took one out of the lake and put it in a jar and took it with her. And she's since misplaced that bag out when the storm happened. That
Oh wait,
is an
Did that-
imbalance because those souls went off to their, next phase.
did the guy take the bag?
Yes.
Bruce, welcome.
It's,
Hello.
Ghost
How
was,
are you?
Ghost was completely misunderstanding.
Yeah. But because
But why male goblins?
I
Because they're more handsome than the female goblins.
A soul that's already past being held somehow is not, in my mind, life, but just sort of a suspension of the process, which may affect balance, but I don't know.
It would also mean the storm would travel likely to the lake next.
right.
Perhaps it has multiple targets.
Stay on target.
And what if someone themselves as a person, not to their fault by any means, was a
Innocent.
innocent, but a creation that undid the balance.
Well, then that would likely be the target of whatever all this is. I would assess whether or not that person is more or less dangerous than the storm itself to everyone and act accordingly.
What's accordingly? Because my thought process was to find some sort of refuge and let it blow over.
Well, something like this doesn't blow over. This isn't a conventional storm.
Well, if you're suggesting we try to draw out the epicenter,
Quite the opposite. I'm suggesting satiate whatever it wants, and it will all leave and dissipate, and we can go about our business. So if you know of perhaps something existing beyond what is right and what is wrong, then perhaps if we simply eliminate whatever that is, we can all move on with the rest of our day.
well, we don't have any definitive proof. That's the thing. But we have conjecture, and I don't think acting on conjecture is the wisest. And also, given the choice, we don't trade lives. So,
Well, then your options are either to fight or to hide and flee.
turn to the group. So what ought to be? What should we try?
I'm very good at hiding.
Because according to this lady, Emily, she's under the assumption that this storm will not abate until it has fulfilled its purpose, which means it's a very high level thing, which means we'll likely not overcome it through strength of arms.
Well, if you get
Well, it's a
lucky, you can take out
storm of
whatever the
birds.
apogee creature is, and that should dispel the whole thing. Has to be
The what?
a central focal point to it. The apogee creature. If you know what it wants, you can likely use that to lure it out.
Eh?
What you do when it arrives is another story. But these things have to have a focus for their magical energy, sort of something that is the height or the peak of it.
Even if the creature or whatever came, took the bait and came out, if we are correct in what the bait might be, then we would still have to deal with untold numbers of raven swarms and more than a handful of those dread Pirate Robert thingies that were flying around. I don't feel comfortable trying to lure it out, personally, unless somebody has a really good idea of isolating it. I don't think the window table trick will be enough. Grab the apathy creature now. Close the window.
Was there a second floor to this place?
There is not. The first floor is actually quite tall.
Okay.
It is a big top, after all.
I mean, we could always try to sneak to another building and do it through the, like, if there's a better vantage point.
What kind of building would suit what you're thinking about? Because if we take what we think is luring them in, they'll just follow us there, right? All of them.
Right, but if we try to like snipe from the side of this building or whatnot.
Oh, so you would leave the bait here.
I don't know. I'm just trying to play with some ideas here.
I had sharpshooter. I might be able to get a shot on it, but it's likely to have a lot of cover.
Yeah.
Which you would ignore if you had sharpshooter.
Right, which you would ignore. But I'm also not invisible in the dark, so I don't think I should go out there. Groost, Zahara?
Oh, we're having this conversation like right next to Emily, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Maliath and Olive, and then just like kind of jerk my head to go maybe upstairs or someplace else.
Wait, there's no upstairs. There's been just established.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said there was. To just maybe to
There's
go
a
back to
roof.
the
Do you guys want to go on the roof?
No.
There's the fiddler up there.
Tradition.
Yeah. Tradition.
Wow.
Yeah, we go over to.
We take an
Chat.
aside.
All right.
Yes. Obviously, I don't think that we should just give Ondine to the birds. But also don't think that this is necessarily an issue that we can run from. And I also think that if her existence is enough of an affront to do all of this, then it's going to be a reoccurring problem.
Well, okay. Let me read something really quick. Maybe I have solution.
You have anti-bird ward?
No, what I have is Arcanist's magic aura, which may or may not be applicable. Probably not, but maybe, because there will never be a time where this spell will be useful ever again.
Why do you have that handy?
Because of the branch of clericism I have chosen, I am forced to have this spell, which is insulting because it will never be useful. Except
Yeah.
maybe now.
But you still like Groost. You should feel bad about your choices.
I feel horrible about this particular choice.
Well, if you put it on an object such as an arrow, we could shoot it and lure a whole bunch away, likely only leaving the creature that is of apogee, H, I, K, I don't know. There's a J in there maybe.
Casey, I can change the way a target appears to spells and magical effects that detect creature types. Do we think this would be applicable to this situation? Let's find out. Ondine,
I think it's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
You're just gonna double up on D, aren't you? Now she really stands out.
Ondine. Hello. Can I cast a magic spell on you that will maybe mask things and make you not attractive to the birds?
After what you said, absolutely not.
What if I say please?
Ondine,
Absolutely not.
Then I won't say please.
Ondine, it might help.
Might help whom?
You.
It'll
You?
help
To not get
mask
eaten by
you.
birds.
Do you want to
Well,
get
we're,
eaten by birds, Ondine?
Just to be clear, we are anti you getting eaten by birds.
I've been there. It's not fun.
You trust me, Ondine?
Yes, but I don't trust him.
Why not?
In this situation,
Bruce,
I
you're a
trust,
little
I trust
untrustworthy.
Bruce.
I just know I trust me. It's because I'm a
I
goblin.
don't trust you.
You're small and terrifying looking,
What?
and you smell awful. Do you ever bathe?
Yes.
Ondine's got a bite on her now. I like it.
I had a bath like 3.5 weeks ago.
I'm just
Carry
in the
around that
rain, that
little
counts.
demon creature in your bag all of the
Not-
time.
Not a demon creature.
No.
Best
I'm
friend.
Pretty sure the raccoon hearts have been feeding it are not common
Ondine.
fare for.
Ondine, I think you took somebody's soul, and I think it's in you.
What the hell does that mean?
Okay,
I'm 100.
Chris, not helpful. Not helpful.
Anyway, sorry. Sorry. Conjecturing. It just comes out.
Stop conjecturing.
Jackson demon.
Stop thinking about things.
Does Ondine's demeanor seem a little different than so after her Shavia did what she needed to do to get the memories out? Does she seem a little different between those 2 points?
Make a wisdom insight check for me, please.
Okay.
I do the same, but I only met Undine once
14.
before this.
Especially because I spent time. I think I spent a lot of time with her.
From what you can tell, you haven't seen any sort of sudden changes in her demeanor in that. Though, thinking about it over a course of a longer period of time, you get the sense that there is more of a semblance of personality forming than perhaps you picked up on in your original sort of encounters with her.
Right.
As if that was somehow enabled to happen now, whereas before it wasn't.
Right. Like before she was just a hard drive. Okay.
Maybe if we leave her alone long enough, she'll like grow a soul.
Yeah.
I think that's how souls work.
Totally. Just a little fertilizer, pruning. That's all good.
So, like,
MSG.
just one little spell that will help.
If it doesn't help, what do I get? What
Ask to
assurances
try again.
can you make me?
Ondine, we're doing this for you.
It's
Right.
like putting on a mask. We're not gonna do anything harmful to you. It's just
Or
putting a mask
a nice
on you.
hat.
I mean, you all said that you were protecting that man that came in that's now a puddle in the lobby.
Right, but he would have been a puddle without us. In fact, he would have been a puddle earlier, because he would have been killed by the thing that was robbing his house that we killed and saved him from.
That's very true.
So would you like to be a puddle now, or a puddle in an hour and a half?
I would like to not be a puddle.
I
Oh,
agree.
Chris.
So there was can I do the spell?
Fine.
Thank you. Arcanist's magical aura. Minus AL.
Place an illusion on a creature or an object you touch.
I'm doing the last part, mask. If you read like the last, so mask. You change the way the target appears to spells and magical effects that target creature type. I mean, or that detect creature type. I mean, do I do mask or do I do, or do false aura? No, because the false aura changes the way. So, am I false auraing for a life aura, or am I masking that she is?
You want to make the aura seem non-magical. If
Yeah.
detect
We want-
magic could see it, these birds are attracted to something, and innately it seems to be on Dean.
I'm trying to mask to make non-magical.
You're trying to mask whatever magical essence Undine has.
That would be
Yes, correct.
false aura, actually.
Well, it would be
wouldn't-
masked.
Just tell me what you're trying to do with the spell.
I'm
I wouldn't
trying
worry
to-
too much about.
I'm trying to make
False aura.
whatever magical aura / essence she has that attracts the birds not be there.
All right. The spell is cast and has taken.
Okay.
Let's
So Hala,
do a bird
bring-
test.
bring the bird.
I pick up the bird. I whip my cloak off. Is the bird still alive in there?
The bird is still alive. It flutters angrily,
Okay.
but does
Par for the
not
course.
seem to react to Undine in any different way than just its normal angry fluttering.
Even when I bring it close to her.
Doesn't seem to have any reaction.
Okay. That seems good.
I'm surprised.
How does I want to observe the storm outside to see if it's
Yeah, because to an
Right.
extreme conjecture, if the storm doesn't see the imbalance anymore,
Right.
it's going to dissipate because it has no purpose.
Um,
Unless it just moves on to its secondary target, which is probably Lake Souls.
Unless, because it hasn't. I don't know.
Well, just
looking
observe
looking
right now.
outside, you don't notice any change in the last minute.
Okay. Say
Inconceivable.
we give it like check in at 10 and 20, like just to see if there's a gradual.
All right, so you're gonna try to
lessening.
wait it out.
Yeah.
All right. So I would like a perception roll, please.
Can I aid in this?
Are you trained in perception?
I am.
All right. Then yes, you may roll perception with advantage.
So that would be a 22.
All right. So you've observed the state of the way things are now in a way that you think you can reliably compare against, and you begin to wait. 10 minutes goes by. Doesn't appear to be any change.
The radar.
20 minutes go by. Seems like the rain has slowed a bit. Maybe the storm is ever so slightly abating. It's hard to tell. You get the sense that whatever might be happening might happen over larger time scales.
Sure. Okay. So observe that, but do we want to wait longer, or do you want to try and lure something out? I mean, I can sit and watch birds and rain all day. I'm an old woman.
Around
don't
the
know.
ravens.
Bless you.
I think.
Blessings of the Gluviate.
It's the feathers.
We could try and just leave with her.
The problem is we all carry with us objects of magic.
Well, but no, it's not. It wasn't interested in like generally magic. I don't think.
Right.
Well, the bursts brought them and caught their attention, but I thought they pretty much were happy to attack us on sight anyway.
It didn't attack me until I cast magic.
You cast. It was specifically radiant magic.
How did
Because
you all get here if you were accosted the entire way?
Well, we killed a lot of birds.
Well, no, we weren't. We weren't until we started. Until Bruce
We used
cast
a
radiant
halfling to
magic.
lure him away, and then we jumped in.
Because I cast several types of magic that were not radiant, and it did not get pulled toward me.
All right.
It's. I think it's specifically radiant. Although, I mean, one obvious concern is, of course, the fact that it seems like maybe things are slowing down now, but the spell that Goose just cast doesn't last forever.
It does
Lasts
last
for-
for a while, right?
Well, I could also just refresh it every 24 hours.
Yeah, Undine's
Also-
with us forever now.
What's
But
our spell usage?
I
'Cause
don't want
have-
to be put out forever. So,
I'm down 5
You cast
spells.
this spell on the same creature or object every day for 30 days, placing the same effect on it each time. The illusion lasts until it is dispelled.
so Undine, what do you say about spending 30 days with the Groostmeister?
keep in mind before you answer, this will prevent any future death raven swarms.
I still wait to see if any of this means anything.
Means at least a little bit.
We might be able to go try to find out what was stolen or taken, assuming that the bag I saw was on Dean's, and assuming that the person who now has the bag is still alive, and or the bag is somehow not attracting the storm, even though it contains a soulfish, or what might be considered a gummy edible of some sort. I don't know.
So, one small thing I would like to bring up. I have to cast this every day for 30 days, but it does not have to extend for the entire duration each day. It just has to be cast. It cost me a precious, precious spell slot.
I don't
Right,
logistically
so-
think Ondine's coming with us for a month.
So precious.
Well, Ondine is now safe here. They will not target this place if Ondine was the source. We can leave Ondine
What,
here and go
24
find that
hours?
fish. For 24 hours, yes.
24 hours.
So are we leaving this place to see what happens?
Yes, in search of the bag?
Or just to see if, we can...
Or both?
It could be both. It could be trying to lure, but also trying to search out that gentleman.
That's my
We-
vote.
Could do that. I think we do that. We are doing that.
And we're staying here? Do you want us to come with you?
I mean,
And what about your ex halfling friend? Do you need to send next of kin information forward? That's what Shavi always had me did when someone died.
Well, I think
Well-
we're going to do that, right?
We'll deliver
Yes,
that one
with
personally.
the next of kin is hovering on the doorstep of death.
Doesn't sound great.
It's
Nope.
no, nothing about Caspian. Nothing about our lives is
Nothing
great.
about
Look at
Caspian.
this, and I
That's
throw a
not-
hand out
no.
towards the ravens.
That's not true. I'm
We
having
are
a
all
great...
here together.
It's true. I'm having a blast.
Okay.
Ghost likes to spend time with friends.
Okay.
Don't patronize me. Don't stop patting me, though. Don't patronize me.
This is not a patronizing pat. This is a respectful and loving pat.
Thank you.
If you think you've suppressed whatever it is, I'm a bit tired of this place, so perhaps give it a try. Do you want me to go outside? Well, if you don't have the stomach for it.
whoa, Ondine,
I've
you're
just-
feisty now. I like
This
it.
is Emily.
Oh,
Emily, you're feisty now.
you're feisty. I like it.
Oh, Alexis. Well, you could
I knew that was
try
Emily. I knew that.
if...
She sort of finishes in a big gulp the rest of her wine.
Big gulp.
But
Yeah.
aren't you vaguely radiant? But you said your parents were, right? Don't do anything radiant.
She kind of
Okay.
walks by you and looks at you, and goes out to the front door and begins to kind of like pull the bench and the table that are pushed up against it off to the side. You can see Dew is still sort of sitting there in that main room in the booth. It kind of like straightens up and looks as all of you kind of come out and follow it, and she opens the door a crack, sort of slips out.
Are we going to follow her?
We should at least head to the market and see if we can't pick up the trail, look for a nice sheltered place that the person may have taken refuge in. The person who has the bag we think is Ondine's.
Okay.
Any arguments?
No?
Nope.
DM, we're doing this.
All right.
I know it's weird, but we are. We're doing it. We're
Emily-
gonna do something.
Seems to be unaccosted. Please describe to me how you are traveling to the market.
Does anyone have a drum set? We should do.
I think as quietly as possible. So for me,
Yeah.
Well, the guy was having luck going from small overhangs to small overhangs. We should take some kind of cloaks over our heads, kind of keeping a low profile. We don't want to. And then taking cover, maybe not moving too long in one burst.
All right.
Okay.
So would you say this is a stealthy
yes.
manner?
No, I think it should be automatically successful.
All right. Well,
I apologize. Don't be near me.
I would like all of you to make dexterity stealth checks for me, please.
I'm at disadvantage. Sweet day
That's
in the
a
morning.
5.
Olive, what are you doing? Jeez.
Dirty stealth check. Here
My
we
knee
go.
locked up. I'm so sorry.
Boom. Wow, Zahawa, you got the +10 for stealth. I would have expected that.
No one.
Who are you?
Rogues are gross.
I am, yeah.
One more roll.
Sneaky, sneaky.
And off you go into the night. Looking up, you do see that in the swirling storm above you, occasionally there are little partings of clouds in which sort of a shaft of sunlight shines down through and casts this sort of like long sort of sunbeam through, which you can see the rain pouring down, and then they kind of close over.
Magnifying
So
glass.
there's kind of these weird sort of like slow beams that come in and then get swallowed up. There are still creatures swirling above you in all of this. Looks perhaps a little less dense than it was before as you make your way into the market area. There are some birds perched on various kiosks and such here, but you will find yourself on this map.
Does anyone else see the biggest pit trap I've ever seen? What in the world?
Is it loading yet?
Yeah.
Is this Sparta? What is that?
What the
Why are
pit?
there giant pits in the middle? Two of them.
Those are like kiosk tents.
These?
Yeah, they're not pits.
Oh, those are
No,
buildings.
They look like
These
pits.
look like-
Oh, these are pits. Yes.
Oh,
There's
they
actually there's a
You know, the market pits.
well there it's recessed down. So there's sort of like a sort of alley. Second
Oh, cold
story down
storage. They want to
underneath.
keep things
Yeah,
cool.
so that's
and,
like where there's like basements underneath all of this, so you can go down and go into that. These are all sort of kiosks, various things. There appears to be a statue, not quite finished, being erected in the center of the square there. And you've all been here and walked through here before.
Zahara, you're probably the best. Is there any way you can pick up a trail in this maelstrom of evil?
I mean, I wouldn't hold my breath, but I'll try.
No, don't hold your breath.
Did I
There's no reason to. I hope, right?
did I see the guy who lifted the bag? Does anybody know where exactly he was?
Well, this is where the bag was when he ran off, and this is the direction. And I'll point at whatever
Yeah. So
stall and or direction.
Goliath,
he
you
ran.
saw sort of come into this sort of
dead center. Okay.
centralized area, not like necessarily right to the statue, but like
But in that area.
came into like that sort of centralized area, and then left. You didn't see exactly where they picked something up, but ran in sort of without something, and then ran back out with something.
Okay. Then I
Oh,
will
okay.
poke around there and see if I can pick up a trail. In the mud.
All right. Notably, there is no mud. There are cobblestone streets.
Oh.
And large pools of water through all of it. This has been quite a bit of rain.
Well, then I guess, go in the direction that Maliath... Well, I guess I'll start by inspecting the area where it seemed like this bag was picked up and see if I notice anything out of the ordinary there.
All right. Please move to where you would like to inspect. All right. Moving in, you do see that sort of perched up on here and here, there are dozens of ravens just sort of kind of collected there. They don't seem to be paying you too much mind at the moment, but that could
let everyone know that
change.
I will give them the stink
if the
eye,
ravens
but
get all aggressive, I'm certainly going to do my shield bangy thing again.
I
Alright.
will inspect the area.
All right.
Keep back, woman who's likely higher level than us, please.
What
We've
are
got
you
this.
looking for? What are you inspecting?
I guess just the general area for anything that pings me as being out of the ordinary, anything that's been disturbed, anything that, like maybe something fell out of the bag,
Make
just
a
anything that doesn't
perception roll, please.
just look like like the detritus of an abandoned market, or a market that was abandoned in a hurry because of a raven storm.
All right.
11.
Looking around, you do see that appears that the contents of the cart haven't sort of been fully loaded in front of you. There are some other sort of tipped over barrels whose content has been knocked down. Looks like most of the little kiosk shop things have been, albeit hastily, sort of closed up as best they can. Looking around, you don't see any signs of discarded small personal effects or anything like that.
Okay. I don't see anything here.
Which direction did he run from again, or run to after exiting this area?
So you would have been sort of like to the south of this map watching this and sort of ran in from this direction and ran out kind of in the same like back the way they came.
All right. That's it. This is the way he was headed afterwards. Maybe we can just dragnet it.
And this sort of heads westward in the city of Krenelpend. But I mean, you're kind of in the middle right now, so this map probably isn't exactly like north is up, but it's probably 45 degrees off of that. So north here is northeast. So this would be northwest, and north would be this way. Or north would be like...
What? That's northwest.
Going this way is northeast, 45 degrees. So this would be
Oh,
north.
so west is north. Gotcha. Just rotate the map.
All right. Also looking around, and all of you would kind of pick up on this. There's no way you're going to find footprints or tracks or
No.
anything on this. It is large puddles and cobblestone, and even with the most astute tracker, there'd be no trace of whatever this was unless they like physically dropped something or something like that.
Bruce, do you have locate object?
No.
I would like to cast locate object, but I also don't have it right now.
All right. Well, you all ponder your next course of action. Let's take a short break here, and we will return back to see what you can see. But at least for the moment, no attacky birdies. So that is good. One problem solved temporarily.
Okay, I'll just roll initiative after that speech. I'm sorry.
And
this
we will
spell-
see you all back in 5 minutes. Okay, bye, Em.
Goodbye.
Welcome
That was a
back,
nice-
friends. So, you find yourself standing in the rain in the center marketplace of Crennel Bend. Some birds still around, but at the moment they don't seem to be paying you much mind. Your initial search of the area has turned up nothing of note. What would you like to do?
I have a proposition for the party, but it may be dangerous.
I'm listening.
If we cannot
That's my
Plan.
intention.
finding an individual hiding amongst a city or town may be almost impossible, but presenting ourselves as something they should seek out would be very possible. If we defeat the ravens here without calling in the big ones, we may prove to those at least in the immediate area that we should be approached for better safety. In that, I hope we can maybe find whom we seek. Of course, it does mean Bruce will be eaten by birds again.
Emily, didn't you mention a particular creature that could be the nexus of this?
It is what I've heard of this sort of thing. If you can lure out whatever the apogee creature is,
Probably a kangaroo.
it
Emu.
will be the key to all of it, though you may regret that decision when you meet it. The man who told me this was a very good tracker until my opinion of his skills was decreased slightly by him being eviscerated by a horde of undead.
This is not making me feel like we should try to do this.
I'm not trying to attract the effigy. I'm trying to attract, to reduce the birds that are specifically perched in this area. If we do that,
Let's
I mean,
see if
when-
maybe somebody saw something and would
We
be willing
went
to
to the-
talk to us.
exactly. Hopefully.
Okay.
It's a draw out method, and that's all it is. But that doesn't mean it doesn't come without risk, because ravens love goblin. So
All right. I guess we could try that.
I'm not afraid of a fight.
So I can't do anything that breaks my concentration. Or
oh, is that thing you did to Wandine?
actually, it might be.
Concentration?
It
It
is
might
not
not be.
concentration.
It is
I
not.
was
Oh
gonna say
my.
concentration for 24 hours would be ridiculous.
I haven't concentrated on anything for more than 45 seconds, so that's just going to be. I can stop now.
You're all
So
there
that's
shaking.
why you've been going red.
What's your spell situation there, Bruce? Like I said, I've spent more than half my spells.
I'm a 3-2-1.
I'm a 2-1.
It's goblin time. Sorry. Back to my goblin step.
I'm a 4-2-1.
Well, look at
I
you.
have many knives.
So
Shall we
the
then?
question is, do we just bait them down onto us? If we clump up, they can't. Oh, well, they couldn't. We're not really flanking anyway. Or do we?
I mean, you can't really flank a swarm of birds.
Well, no, I was talking about them flanking us, but they don't really do that. So
I'll go to the center, draw them to me with the light spell. Once they're to me, I will douse it so no further ones away are drawn. But they will still continue their attack as they are bestial in nature. At
I'll
which
come
point you can stay on the outside and pick them apart, yes?
I'll come with you.
Or that.
But
Um,
I use a staff. It's my thing.
Are we sure this isn't going to bring down the apogee?
Oh, I
Yes,
think it most
because
certainly
we did
is
a
going
lot
to.
more earlier that didn't bring it down.
Well, if it
Well, it
does,
brought something down.
if it does, we just kill
Yes,
it.
but one, and none of those things are in the area. So if I do it only briefly and just bring these birds that are local to me, that should be the end of it. I won't continue the light spell.
Do I see any sign of looking and scanning the skies of
Apogee
either the
standing next
creature,
to-
the big creature that we fought, or something bigger than that big creature?
You do see other swirling, sort of winged shapes up there that seem at least reminiscent of the creature that you brought down before.
I mean, far be it for me to back down from a fight if that is what we're doing. But I think if you set off a light spell like a flare, it's gonna pull stuff down from up there too, not just.
It's a maelstrom. They're likely
Yes.
looking everywhere. All I'm saying is for 6 seconds, there'll be a light here to bring down what's close by.
Okay. I mean,
Or we fight another one of the horrors. It's still not going to be long enough to move an entire storm's worth of creatures to us.
well, but the apogee isn't a whole storm's worth of creatures. It's just.
No, the apogee, I believe, is that. Exactly. I dare say.
No, it's
likely the
it's
biggest
like
thing.
it's like the storm incarnate.
Right. We don't
It's one thing.
want that.
Correct. But I'm saying we
I'm-
don't know where it is.
What if we tried making friends with it?
All right, I will throw
Let's
Bruce
circle back to that
upward.
one
Let's see
first.
what the ravens do.
Okay.
Ask
I
the
have-
ravens to bring you to the apogee.
Hey, can we take our lead? No, wait, no, not upwards.
I can already see multiple problems with this plan.
All right, what would you like to do?
Zahara, you've been lodging protests, so I'm not going to do it without you understanding. I know it's a risk, but everything we do is risky. If we didn't have to risk anything, everybody would do what we do.
It's true.
That's true. However, what we do has, so far, a very, very high death count.
Okay, wait. I got
That is
another
not
way
what
to
we
handle
did.
this.
We did not bring the storm here. The storm killed someone that we could not protect. That is not
So
our
how-
doing. That is just something we could not undo.
Zahara, if we didn't do this, what else would we do?
I don't know, knock on some doors and try to talk to some people?
That one guy here.
What?
Hello.
Hey, are you the guy that
Have you
saw
seen
the
a
bag?
dude?
You're the guy that saw the bag. You say you're not?
He's got the 2 eyes, 2 ears.
I'm going to
that guy.
incite you.
One nose.
Knocking on doors does not seem to produce anyone willing to answer doors in any manner. It seems like people are content with being buttoned up tight at the moment.
Oh, you had your one chance, and you failed. Now we will die to the birds.
I don't like to think of this as a
My life?
failure.
Bring death upon us.
Okay.
Olive.
I draw my swords.
Olive.
I am tired of inaction and I would like to do something.
Is it okay what I've planned?
Yeah, I mean, that's action. The other choice is inaction, so let's go for it.
Excellent. I'm gonna step over here. Loop.
All right. Anyone else like to?
I would like to hide some cover in a stall or something. So, like,
Can-
is like
All
these-
of,
are
all
these
of the
stalls
stalls are
right
like
here?
boarded up and everything, so you'd have to sort of break into them if.
okay.
Can Groost preemptively
What
take
about
the dodge
what
action?
about like a wagon, like that wagon right there?
I mean, you can stand sort of behind it, unless you're gonna like crawl under it. It's not gonna give you much of a protection from anything.
Qatar was near
Sure.
a wagon.
So everyone in a space that they would like to be in.
I would like to move there.
All
Stand
right.
back, high level player. Are you
in,
sure?
Keep in mind that is a 10-foot drop down into there.
Oh, sorry. It looks like a. Okay, I didn't want to do that then. I would like to go here then,
Right.
or like
As everyone's like in their battle stance, and all it's like. And so,
Yeah, I like
like
that's really
looks
that's
under
really
the cart
steep down there.
Yeah. All right. So you move over next to the birds.
I will flash the light spell for 6 seconds, ending it as soon as I possibly can. It doesn't even have to be 6 if I can end it quicker. It is concentration. It is not concentration, but I can dismiss it as an action. I'm sorry.
Right. As soon as the light spell appears, I would like everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, was I not highlighted? I was. Oh, did I roll what I did? Dang it.
Oh, did I roll what I
At least
did?
it wasn't a 0.
All right.
Problem was I saw Olive's 19 and I look up and I have a 1. I'm like, I didn't roll the 19 now.
All right. Okay.
I'm like, is everyone ready? And I'm definitely not ready. I'm like,
All right.
wait a minute.
Beacon of light goes up,
Oh.
and Groost, you can see that this does definitely seem to disturb the birds, as there's a flutter of wings, and all of them take flight. At least all the ones sort of that you can see immediately in
Light
your
into the
vicinity.
weather. Bruce will
Are
start
they-
channeling and call upon his spirit guardians.
Well, that's. I guess I won't have to dispel my light spell now.
All right.
Spirit
I'm
guardians.
gonna club you.
We're fighting the apogee. People, apogee, whatever.
Eventually,
Apogee.
it's probably going to be 3 waves away when we have to fight 5 of those horrors first.
Spirit guardians. It's okay. This doesn't glow, does it? Does it glow?
It does radiant damage.
Right. I only do radiant damage.
It's not invisible, spirit guardians.
It's
All right,
not.
it's 15 feet, right?
Correct.
Is it?
And my
Or is it
spirit
10
guardian
feet?
is just a ton of goblins milling around.
Are you gonna finally declare us not?
No, it's.
Yes,
Or-
I'm going to declare
thank
all
you.
of the party plus Emily.
I'll just
Plus,
say it for
I
you.
mean, that's
just
like
in case you care.
All
as
right.
It's fine.
All right. It does appear swirling about, glowing, and Maliath very much overlaps your radiant light spell and now casts a brilliant beacon of radiance and light into the area. Anything else, Kroost?
I'm gonna throw you down the pit.
Kroost, you done?
Yes, Goliath, begin the Venn diagram of death.
All of you are up.
Okay. One thing I think I assumed, but I might have very much assumed incorrectly, is that these ravens next to me were up, like higher up.
They're perched on the roof above you.
Okay. So in that case, like if so I'm not directly engaged with them though, correct? So if I moved, would they get an opportunity attack?
You are 5 feet away from them. They're just sort of like up and at a diagonal to you, so they're still
All right.
within 5 feet.
Okay. All right. Then in that case, I will just firebolt the ones right above me then.
All right, that will be at disadvantage.
Oh, sorry. Let me roll it twice. Ah.
A 9 will miss. Doesn't matter what the other
What about a 16?
a 9 will miss because you're at disadvantage.
Oh shit. Sorry. Okay. You know what? I think I'm gonna move anyway. I think that I will move over to this other building over here, kind of.
All right, they will throw a little peck attack down at
I
you.
hate that they don't use the word radius.
7 will likely not hit you.
Yeah, finally. Yeah.
And yeah. You are
Okay, that is my turn.
good to go. Zahara, you are up.
I'm gonna step in. This feels like the opposite of what we were talking about. And
Put them in the pit. It's
The
perfect.
ravens?
They'll all fly down into the pit, and it'll just keep it.
No, don't put me back in the pit.
and then I guess I'll step to here and I will
I'm gonna bring out my manacles and put you in the pit.
attack the birds.
All right. Eighteen will hit the birds.
Great. Offhand. Bonus action. Only a 14.
14, I believe, will still hit the birds. It will.
Another 4.
Alright. Appears to be not super effective against them as you just sort of stab something against the birds. Not the easiest thing to attack with conventional means. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Alright. You hear several sort of screeching calls as flying in down from above you, now spiraling downwards. These are at about, I will say these are 30 feet off the ground at the end of their move, but have like, and they're dive bombing in. You see 2 horrors
We're gonna die, folks.
coming in. This is good. Dora hasn't said we're all gonna die in a while, so I'll add them in. How do I add turn? Add turn. There we go. And they're at 9. And their turn sort of takes them descending down from there. So they are. I'll put a 6 here. That means they're 6 squares up, so 30 feet. All right. And the ravens. All right. This one is going to stay there. I'm going to just sort of move them all in, and then we'll deal with the spirit guardians. Okay. They can all get where they're going. There. All right. So this is 5 spirit guardian things with the swarm of ravens.
Guardians, go.
This is what kinds of save?
I think wisdom.
Alright, so 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright,
Fail, success, fail,
so one
fail,
success.
fail.
So the top one succeeds, everybody else fails, and they take what, 12 points?
12 points.
Alright, this does seem like an effective damage against them. And is it half on a success?
Yep.
Alright. Pretty quickly thinning them down as they fly in. You can just see the radiant bursting around them, and in many cases half the birds just sort of plummeting to the ground there. The one against you, Zahara, will attack you. Alright, coming at you. Does a 16 hit you?
Just.
Alright, so you take 1 whole point of piercing damage. Alright,
Okay.
the other 4 are going to attack you, Groost, as you are the bright glowing thing. So 3 attacks with 1, 2, 3.
Miss. Hit. Miss.
Alright. And that's rolling the crit, so just take the 5.
Yeah, 5.
And then 1 attack that is not 22 from that one. Alright.
That hits.
And pretty low damage, another 4 more. And is this a
So
concentration.
Yes, so I have 2. So hold on, let me just set this.
Yeah.
And I have 2 of these. It's +5 to this because I have Warcaster.
All right.
So 2. Success on both.
All right. You maintain concentration. That will do it for their turn. Emily, you see who, Groost, as you sort of get accosted and looking around for help from Goliath and that, you realize that Emily is not wielding any weapons. She just sort of extends out her left arm, the arm that's covered, and you see the sword just sort of appear in her hand, and its blade is almost crystalline, this sort of clear but arcing energy through it as it appears in her hand, and she extends her free hand out towards the ravens beneath her and casts looks like a spell that you don't recognize at all. She mutters something in a language that you do not recognize there, and that one's going to need to make a wisdom saving throw against. All right, and it fails. And you see that it's the energy that's sort of now sort of crackling out from the sword and arcing down, very much akin to the lightning there, sort of surges out, and all of the birds there begin to glow. And they will take. Where is it? They take 2 points of radiant damage, and then she will make an attack against them. All right, which is a crit.
Ooh.
And so she will do, what's that? Pretty awful damage rolls. 9, 11, 12 more points of radiant damage, so 13 total. And also, as part of this, as she strikes in with this, sort of swinging her sword through the area, the lightning just sort of arcs off of her sword and just starts hitting all of the birds in the area. And there's this lightning bolt that comes down and joins into that and just sort of explodes through as that whole thing is seemingly gone, and as her slash finishes through, the sword just sort of dematerializes again. Goliath, you are up.
Well, I don't have a bunkai,
Actually,
but
she's gonna move there.
I think I know that it wasn't Undine at all. It was likely that crazy lady who's probably what they're after, because that's clearly imbalanced. Well, I wanted to keep things nice and simple, but everyone else is like, oh yeah, big displays and bringing down everybody, no problem at all. So in my defense, they started this. So I'm going to cast my spiritual weapon as a bonus action. I'm going to place it right here.
All right, you can drag it out.
I'm trying to, and I did.
Excellent.
Matter of fact, that looks like it's on top of the statue. I'll place it here. Spiritual weapon can't benefit from flanking anyway, correct?
Correct.
All right. It's still going to hit the one next to me and Zahara because reasons.
All right.
So here's the attack on that. I'm going to hit the cast button so it both accounts for the spell slot and makes the attack.
That will hit. 5 points of damage accounted for.
Okay. Now this one is taken radiant boost damage and lightning a la king damage or whatever. Emily.
This was the one that Emily hit, the one on the other side of you. It's no longer there.
Oh, I thought you said lightning hit all.
Well, it hit all of the birds in that swarm.
Now I understand. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it wasn't like an AoE thing.
So maybe it was only a Shikai and not a Bunkai. Gotcha. I still attack this one now with my own weapon,
All right.
which is much less effective than regular, because it's only a mace. It's not magic. It's nothing. It's nothing at all. Does a
Alright.
15 hit it?
15 will hit it, and
6 more bludgeoning.
all right. You get the sense that anything
Not
that's
that
non-magical
effective,
is not super effective.
Not that effective.
All right.
Gotcha. I told the dead, but I feel necrotic is going to help them. Do I want to move? I don't think so. No, I guess we're done. Nobody else really moved, so. Right there.
All right.
Oh my God.
Stand by, please. Just going to roll one thing real quick.
Oh,
All right.
for resource allocation, did we get a short rest in the inside the house at all? We
You
didn't
guys
designate it,
didn't
but we
specifically
were there
say
for a
that-
bit.
Didn't specifically say that you would like to take it, so you do not mechanically benefit from there. You could
Okay.
have, but you did not.
That's fair.
All right, Groost, you hear joining the screeching noises of these two dive bombing. You hear a much higher pitched noise that at first you don't like. At first, it doesn't quite register, and then it's almost painful to your ears as it joins in. It's just sort of like on the upper register of your hearing, but its intensity is growing and growing in a way that is a bit alarming. But before you go, or before it goes, you will go, as you have the same initiative now.
Okay. It's concentration to ready an action, right?
Correct.
Fuck.
Well,
Okay.
it's concentration to cast a spell as a ready action.
Well, that's sort of what I mean.
Yes.
I don't see this thing, do I? Whatever it is.
You hear it. You're guessing it's, somewhere above you, but beyond that, you don't know.
Good luck, everybody. Gerst is just taking a look to see if there's anything he can do to save anybody from the unfortunate situation that's about to occur. Nope. Gerst will take the Are the ravens still focused on Groose? Or do they seem like, wow, magical glowing sword? That seems...
The sword came and it went. It's no longer in her hand at the moment, so they do still seems focused on you.
Okay, Groose is gonna dodge action and try and keep this,
All right. Taking the dodge action. Anything else?
Yes, actually, bonus action Shillelagh.
Okay. You have Shalad.
That's it. Shaloggle.
Alright. Olive, roll me a d8, please. This is just to sort of determine the angle at which this creature is coming in.
Okay, so it's not a banshee.
All right.
2.
Maybe.
All right. Coming in down, you see creature not unlike the other horrors. This one has a little bit more of a humanoid visage to it. Let me see if I can find it sort of almost looks half harpy-ish in nature, but much more sort of monstrous than having any human features. I will give you a picture in a second, because I think this will link to. There you go.
Oh.
All right. As it comes down, it is now probably about 30 feet above you, and it shrieks out this sonorous but also cacophonous tone in it. And I need everyone to make wisdom saving throws.
Is this a charmed effect?
This is very much not a charm.
We go.
I'm gonna fail this.
Oh, I'm a wisdom character. I rolled.
I failed it.
Oh.
I got a 10.
Looking good.
I look forward to never saving from this effect for the entire duration of this fight.
All right.
It's here to stay forever.
Emily nailing it. All right. If you have failed, which is everyone except for Maliath and Emily, you are considered frightened from this creature. A frightened creature takes 2d6 psychic damage at the start of each of its turns while it is singing. You repeat the save at the end of your turns, and once you save, you are immune to it for the next 24 hours. So at the start of each of your turns, 2d6 psychic damage. As those of you who failed, it starts gnawing into your brain. You can feel the blood start to flow out of your ears, so please denote that you are frightened if you have failed. And that will be its turn, as it is descending as well. All of you are up.
All right, give me the 2d6.
All right. Do you want to roll it? You can roll
Oh,
your own.
sure. Why not? Why
Roll your own
not?
2d6.
Max damage. Max damage.
Yeah, whose side are you on?
Yeah, great. Great.
All
Well, anytime that we roll damage to ourselves, it's always upper tier.
All right, so not comfortable at all as this shrieking sound just sort of blends in discordantly with the other shrieks in the air.
Okay.
You do get the sense that you've attracted the attention of something a little bit bigger and badder than whatever you've fought before.
Wouldn't that just gash?
Where's Eloise?
In the bag?
Eloise is in the bag, has not been
Gotcha.
declared as a combatant.
Okay.
So this creature is 30 feet up as well.
Okay.
The new
So if what I'm looking to do is cast slow. I'm going to link it, not necessarily cast it, but I just want to. If it's in a cube, does it go up, or is it only on the ground? Oh shit! I'm
a
sorry.
cube is 3-dimensional.
So it does go up.
Yes.
So if it's 40 feet, it would go.
A square would,
40 feet on the sides.
a
so-
square would be flat on the ground, and a cube would be
Okay.
all.
So then what I would like to do is cast slow. Getting as many.
You can get all of them.
I'm really terrible at drawing squares. I'm really sorry, but
So hold on,
I
let's
can
see.
get everybody but this guy right here.
So 40. What is it? 40-foot cube.
Yeah.
So what is that?
8 squares.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Alright, so you position it, whoever just drew it. Good.
No, I drew it one square too short.
I can probably, I can explain
It should be 8 by 8, and I
1,
drew
2,
it 7 by 8.
3, 4,
So it should
5,
go
6,
up 1.
7. Okay, don't move it. Okay. So I think this fits everything. Is that where you want to put it?
Oh, sure, if that fits everything. So I could do 6 creatures. So I believe
Those are all 30
There
feet up. so they
happens
should
to be 6 creatures.
yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 creatures in here.
Yeah.
Because there's 4 birds and 3 other things. So you need
Okay.
to pick which ones, or tell me which one is not getting.
Basic arithmetic is not as hard.
I would like to this raven right here. I will take out. I will
Okay.
not include.
All right. So and then what is this? Turn wisdom saving throw or be affected. So I'll start with the 3 ravens, I guess. So 1, 2, 3. All fails. The ravens are all slowed. Now I'll do top and then bottom for the horrors. We said wisdom, right?
Yeah. My save
2.
DC is 15.
Okay, so the bottom one saves, top one does not. I'm just gonna mark the ones that saved because that'll take me less time.
Okay.
And then save for the top one. What was your DC?
15.
Okay, so that saves as well. There. Everything else is slowed, and so what does this do?
Well, technically,
speed.
this one saved then. It wasn't involved.
It's not involved, yeah.
Yeah.
So -2 to AC and dexterity, can't use reactions. Not both. Regardless, the creature's only make one melee attack. That is good. All right. Anything else?
I would like to make my wisdom save if I could.
Yes, that will be the end of your turn if you do that.
Yeah. Then that is what that is me. That is what I do.
Make your wisdom saving throw, please.
That is
Shoo!
That is a
21?
success. You are no
Okay,
longer afraid.
great. Okay. Yeah, that is my turn.
All right, Zahara, you are up.
Alright, I will make an attack at disadvantage against the one in front of me.
All right, which in
That
front?
that I've been attacking.
Okay. 12 will hit the ravens.
Oh, it will hit the ravens.
Yep.
7 points of piercing damage.
Alright. Or just a 3. Hits it.
Then I guess I'll take a bonus action. Add it as well. Oops, I forgot I turned off disadvantage too soon.
11 will not hit.
And then I will end my turn with another wisdom saving throw. Oh, I didn't take
you
the
didn't
damage.
take damage, yeah. What was it, 2d6? Nice. Alright.
Easy 8. Come out on the pass line. I love craps.
So, okay. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
It is the horror's turn. Alright. This horror is going to. Its movement speed is halved. Turn
What?
speed is halved because it's slowed. Hold on, let me just figure that out.
So the ravens inside the bubble are 1/4 then, because the
Yes.
spirit guardians have. two
Oh
as
my
well.
god.
Still have us enough movement to get to you, Olive.
Okay.
They have
cool.
quite a large flying
Oh
speed.
shit! Yeah, I forgot about that. Okay.
Dive bombing in, but it can only make 1 attack instead of 4.
It's a big deal.
So coming at you with 1 claw attack. 13.
Shield.
All right.
I
Using
think.
a
Let me.
reaction.
Oh yeah, I do have it prepared.
Alright.
So that takes me to a 15.
All right, and that will
You're at
block
10.
it.
Yeah, I am at a 10.
Awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. This creature either take.
It's only half when it's inside the sphere.
All right, so it's at 30 feet now. So it
Remembering
is going to.
First square is not in the sphere because it's halfway more.
Well,
it has
it's
to be
30 feet up right now. So, let me see.
But the sphere is 15 foot tall as well.
Yeah. So. God, there's too many. This is like
It goes-
a fucking algebra problem.
Flies in and then just drops.
I really like this spell.
Slow is very good.
Slow is
Yeah.
awesome. Slow is one of my favorites.
Oh wait, this one's saved, so it's only half. So yeah, it can make it in.
Doran had.
So it flies in there. It will make a wisdom save, right? Wait, what?
It has
you roll
rolled a
for
20.
me?
It has rolled a 24 on its shield.
How did I roll shield?
Oh,
What?
you click the pink part on the bonus to AC thing.
Oh,
Oh,
you got
yeah.
the world.
That was weird.
Well
You rolled
done,
a
that's
pretty high
24
shield
point
roll
shield.
there.
So it will take damage from Spirit Guardians.
Okay, that is this much damage.
Is that what you were trying to click?
Shield. No, I was trying to click any
Okay.
from Spirit Guardians. 13.
Alright, 13. This damage seems to rip through this thing as it comes in and almost looks like its flesh starts burning immediately, but not before it is going to make some attacks. Coming in, it's going to lash 2 against Zahara, 2 against Maliath. So first against Zahara, 1, 2. Both hit.
Does
One.
Frighten give you advantage?
Yes. The horror has advantage on attack rolls against frightened creatures. So the first one is 9 slashing and 4, so 13 from the first one.
Okay, I'll uncanny dodge that one, I guess.
All right, and coming at you again. This is the second damage, and then another 11 damage.
11, 17.
There, so that's what, 6 plus 17. All right, and then 2 against you, Maliath. You are not.
I am not
not
scared
feared.
just
Alright, so this is
currently.
normal.
I am, however, highly concerned.
All right, so 2 20s, not natural.
I have an armor class of 19.
All right. So 8 points of fun from the first attack, and then 10 from that. So 18 points of damage into you.
Counted.
All right, and no longer. Do you save against slow each round or no?
Let me check.
At the end of your round, yes.
Okay, so I should have rolled a save for, and this is what, wisdom?
Correct.
Yeah.
Flying horror. This is the first one that's up by you. Fails, and 1 more for the. Oh wait, that one doesn't have it. Never mind. So still slowed. Okay. Now the Raven's turn. Can you roll me a whatever damage? Spirit Guardian.
Here it comes.
Do.
I was just gonna say that.
All right.
11. Oh, good.
That one's gone. This one. Oh wait, they have to save against this, right?
Let me click it. That's fine now. I would imagine they
Yes,
have to
they get a save.
each round. Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Alright.
Fail, save.
Alright.
But why did you do 4 when I see only 3 ravens?
Well, I already X'd one out before I.
Oh.
It doesn't matter whether it succeeded or failed, but it technically would do. So this one takes this. This one failed, so it takes. Oh, that one is still alive. And this one is dead. So 2 more of them fall. The 2 remaining ones are going to take bites against you, Bruce. Continuing this at disadvantage. An 8 and a 13.
Nope.
All right.
They're not at disadvantage because he's
They
frightened.
are. I'm dodging.
Dodging.
Yes, but he's frightened, so it's a wash.
Yeah, but that's
That is true.
just. Oh,
I
well,
think.
they
Let's
both
look-
miss anyway.
Let's look it up. Frightened. Magician's frightened.
I was under the impression it's just.
Yeah,
creature-
frightened. A frightened
yeah.
creature has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of its fear is in
So it
minus
doesn't
sight.
grant.
It
okay,
doesn't
so
grant
it's-
advantage.
Okay, well then, yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, okay. So they both miss. Alright. Emily will again do the same thing. Actually, she's just gonna take a sword attack against the one next to her. There. And she is not frightened, but that will not hit it. And that will do it for her turn. Maliath, you are up.
Maliath has a simple task to continue to try to thin out the problem here. This guy is doing multiple attacks, so he's my new target.
Oh no, never mind. Continue, go.
Right. So I'll move the weapon here.
Alright.
I will take my spiritual weapon attack against it. I'm going to hit the cast button, but then I'm going to put back this. Well, I don't even have a spot to use it, so I'm at a second level spot. But here it is anyway.
Okay.
I'm going to click it again just in case if you see it twice. Sorry.
Alright, 18 will hit, I believe.
5 force for that.
Alright.
And even though they are vulnerable to radiant, I don't have radiant without casting a spell slot. So I'm going to use, just as a tester, Toll of the Dead, just in case they, for some reason, don't have resistance to necrotic. Let's find out. Because I know that the weapons aren't as effective. So
You are awfully optimistic. Even to attempt this,
I'm
you are
gonna just
optimistic.
do
So
it.
this is a wisdom save, right?
Yes, it'll be exactly as it reads, like that.
Alright. And 11 points of damage will go through.
Oh my god.
All of it?
All of it goes through.
That's encouraging.
Surprising.
And then I'm gonna look over at Zahara, whose health bar I'm just noticing now. So
I'm looking forward to going down at the beginning of my next turn.
yes, because I've just wasted my bonus action using the spiritual weapon. And
It's okay.
I
It probably
thought I
won't
could-
kill me.
It's, people lose character. I personally know about that, so it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, Zahara probably has a sibling or something, so
Yeah. Somewhere in the Feywild,
yeah.
she has an older
Zahala.
sister.
Roost, you are up. Please take
How
2d6
far-
damage.
I will actually take this
Sahara
damage.
with an S.
Oh my god. Why?
And a concentration check on
I
spiritual
will.
guardians.
I make it because of +5.
Does it give you +5?
Yes, Forecaster gives me +5 on concentration checks for spells in combat.
How
That's
did I not remember that?
pretty much one of the only reasons to take it.
I thought it gave you advantage.
Yeah, I thought so
Does it
too.
give an advantage? Hold on. Forecaster.
You have
5e.
advantage on Constitution saving throws that maintain.
Where am I getting +5 from then?
Cheating?
Your brain. Just your brain.
I mean, 16, 16 makes it, but yeah.
Oh no, I'm thinking about sword
Cheating.
wizard.
Cheating.
Sword wizard.
Cheating.
What's it called?
Cheating is a weird
Blade
way
song.
to say sword.
Blade
sword
song.
wizard.
I'm thinking of Blade song. That's why. Because I had it before. That's why I'm confused. My bad. I make it regardless. So.
Yes. Alright, but you're still granted with 10 points of damage. Alright, continue.
How high up in the air is this one?
It is currently 6 squares up in the air or 30 feet.
30 feet.
30
Okay.
squares or 6 feet.
Let me double check. Spirit Guardian. It's just 15 feet. I can't jump 15 feet and to linker there for its turn. So this one is on the ground, correct?
It is on ground level, but it is flying.
Okay. Groost will use his bonus action disengage with nimble escape.
Alright.
Go over here. Zahawa! Best friend! Please do not die. Choosing other best friend is difficult. So second level cure wounds.
Ooh.
Oh, that is not how you do that.
Wait, there's a... Hold on, I don't understand what's happening.
Listen, okay, hold on. Groost always heals his best friend.
That is not true. But,
That is true. Groost healed.
Look,
Qatar,
I'm not looking this
and then
gift
she
horse
said-
in the mouth.
So you do have healing headed your way.
I would like there to be a chance that my other characters immediately just turn into specters and come to haunt Roost for not getting the healings when they needed it.
I'm being guilted from beyond the grave, so I'm going over here now. Groost will stop. Does this still hit this thing? It doesn't, does it?
It's got to be half or greater.
Yeah. Half or greater. There isn't there. I don't think there's a way for me to
That
hit
does not
both.
hit it.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way for me to like hit both. Like looking at these, like. So
I would worry about the one with more attacks.
which is the southern, which is one on you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna stay here. But
Alright.
no.
Fireball. No.
Alright. This one is not slowed. It is going to see this spirit guardians not being super friendly to its thing, and is going to fly into here, and will make a wisdom saving throw. Is 5 feet sort of above you, so it's like diagonal up at the moment. Wisdom save at advantage. Will not make it.
Fail. It's gonna take this
46.
much damage. That's better.
It's okay.
And it will take that.
2 and 7 is a wash even, and 5 is in the upend of even. I like it.
Alright. And it will now make attacks. So here comes the claw attack against you, Groost.
Oh.
25.
Oh god, this is my thinking phase.
Alright, so you take 9 points of slashing damage.
Same.
And a concentration check.
Here we go. At advantage. There we go.
And it will reach in and try to bite you.
No. No.
24.
No!
Alright. And its mouth opens wide and chomps down in.
Oh, I'm quite
18
unconscious.
points of piercing damage as
Oh, very unconscious.
sinks in.
Oh, god.
Alright. I think that's it for that. Olive, you are up.
All right, Olive is going to move.
No more R for Roost.
Right. Olive is going to move.
That's so horrible for you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
She's gonna run over here to this to that square.
Right?
I'm in
That
between
will
the two.
provoke from the horror.
It will not because it's slowed and it does not get reactions.
Boom.
Oops, 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 oops. That's true.
Just get wizard.
Can't use reactions. Gotcha.
So, I'm gonna do that, and I'm going to the one that. I only thought that far. Fuck. Before that other thing happened. All right, I'm gonna Let's send Let's do Tasha's Mind Whip against the person that the thing that just attacked Roost.
Alright.
So that that damage is fucking terrible.
Can you read the effect,
Yep,
please?
yeah. So it is a needs to take a intelligence save. On a failed save, the target takes 3d6 damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of next turn. It also must choose whether it gets a move, action, or a bonus action, and only gets one of the three.
Alright, so it's 16.
Fuck, it saves.
Alright.
On a successful save, the target takes half as much damage and suffers none of the other spell effects. So it does take 4 points of psychic damage.
4 is
Well, it's
taken.
really good.
Yeah, it's easily one of the top tier second level spells now. That's a great one. And a 90-foot range. Oh, that's nice.
Not.
It's almost like it came out in the most recent book.
Just
Thanks, Games Workshop.
Thanks, Games Workshop.
Wizards of the Coast.
Thanks, Games Workshop. Anyway,
for the Emperor.
for the effort.
Anything else, Olive?
That'll be it.
Alright. Zahara.
Kidoki.
Are
2d6.
you're still afraid, right?
I sure am.
No, Olive.
I saved from it.
Okay.
You did just see your best friend of all time go down, so you're terrified as well.
9 points of psychic damage.
And then I will take a swing at disadvantage at the horror in front of me. Actually, do I do that? No, I don't do that. I am gonna bonus action disengage.
Alright.
Oh no, wait, no, fuck, I can't do that either because I'm afraid. Fuck!
You can bonus action disengage.
No, but she can't move towards the other
I can't
thing.
move towards. I was gonna
No.
feed Bruce a healing potion, but I can't do that.
You could only move away from that.
I can only move away from it.
Like
Alright, so I take it back. I'm not gonna bonus action disengage yet. I am gonna take an attack on the horror at
Okay.
disadvantage. Sorry, I still have a headache.
Or
I'm not
if
thinking
only-
at full speed.
11
If only
will
she
not
knew.
hit the horror.
Okay. Bonus
At least
action
my
disengage.
message was heard by somebody.
It was.
5, 10. Is this a wall? How high is this?
Jump in the pit!
It's a down. It's a pit.
Oh,
It's a
fuck,
pit.
I forgot that too.
So that
Down,
like
spin down.
it goes
Building.
underneath the whole thing, right? So like that
15.
continues underneath the concourse.
20, 25, 30. And I will roll a wisdom saving throw.
Make it.
As I end my turn.
You're inspired. Damn it,
Carrots?
didn't work.
All right, as the shrieking continues in your brain and you can't shake it.
Oh. I didn't make a wisdom save at the end of my last turn. About the fear thing. I should have, right? I'm correct about that? Yes?
At the end of each of your turns, yes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna make one really quick.
Yes.
Don't worry about it.
No, you're not going to make sense. You're
Moving
going
on.
to fail one really quick.
This horror is going to attack you, Malias, with
Bring it on!
4 attacks. You are not frightened, so this is not an advantage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Any of those hit you?
Yes, the 21 will hit me.
All right. So, ooh, big damage.
It is.
13 points of damage from that.
Ouchie!
And the other one is still slowed, I believe, right?
Yeah.
It is.
I'll put a thing there, so it can either move or it will take its action, I guess. It is going to frightening screech from where it is. So this is 30 feet, which will.
Oh, you know what? I moved. Oh no, I didn't. I forgot I was.
So Maliath and Emily are going to need to make wisdom saving throws here. Emily fails, Maliath saves, so Emily is now frightened. All right, but it cannot do anything else there. Ravens are up next. One will attack you, Maliath, and the other is going to attack Emily. So this is Maliath and then Emily. 12 against you, Maliath, and 15 against Emily will hit. That's crit, so just 5 points against Emily. All right. All right. That's them. Emily is up. She is going to cast a spell. Actually, she will. Yeah, she's going to cast a spell and targeting the apogee creature here. I'm going to cast Avenging Brand. That could roll, and it needs to make a Wisdom save. Wisdom saving throw.
Doesn't have an advantage too.
It does have advantage. Does make it, so does not take that, but she will swing at it nonetheless with her sword at disadvantage, which is a 15. But its armor class is 15, so she will actually hit it. Does 15 points of slashing and 1 point of radiance for a total of 16.
Max damage on the hit. Nice.
Yeah, which takes a big chunk out of this creature, slicing into one of its wings, kind of staggers, hits the ground, bounces up and flaps a little bit. And that will do it for her, except another wisdom save. For the frightened, and she's still frightened. Good times. Maliath, you are up.
Standard action. This is Spirit Guardians from Maliath.
Alright. Beep.
This is my last third level slot. I am down to first level spells after this.
Alright.
And only 2.
Lighten it up.
That means when you cast a spell, blah, 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 an affected creature fail saving throws, takes 3d. So if they enter or start their turn there, that's fine. I'm going to take I wish I had one more slot. Rats. I'm gonna get a Pearl of Power really quickly. Hold on. No.
Just give me just a sec.
One for me, please.
Yes, please.
You are in the marketplace.
Do I Healing Word Roost knowing that thing is just gonna slap them?
You
Or...
cannot because you've used a spell already.
That's true. It's a leveled spell. Do I Toll of the Dead
Roost?
You could do it because you hate Roost anyway.
Zahara is out of touch range. Otherwise, I'd give her guidance for the saving throw. I guess my bonus action is to use the hammer
Spiritual weapon.
on the large horror next to me.
Looks
The
in pretty bad
horror.
shape.
So here's the
Horror.
attack. I'll just click it. Spiritual weapon, second level. Click. I keep.
26.
Those are all good
Hit.
numbers.
Yeah.
2 6s and a 19 is a pretty good deal.
Swinging out at it, striking it across, and you hear a crack from its neck as it falls out of the air to the ground.
Okay, helpful. At which point I will move one closer to protect the whole zone from any outside flying horrors. That is all for me.
right. Groosty Poo.
It's death saving throw time.
I think the term is, I'm just waiting because I know you'll be okay for a little bit, and then you'll die.
It's okay. It always happens.
All right. That is one success. All right. Euphemia's turn.
The creature will have to do,
Yep. This is wisdom, I believe.
yes, wisdom, and the DC's
This is where
only
Emily-
15.
Emily's about to behead me, right?
Yeah, right.
The creature will choose to make this save instead.
Ooh, it's that good. Well, it's still going to take half of this then.
Yeah.
If I can click the button, I can. It's not. It's actually average, so it's going to take it 7.
Alright. And this is
Definitely radiant.
Okay. Half damage. All right, and its turn. It is going to. Does not like this spirit aura, so it is
Parlay?
going to shake your hand and make a gentleman's agreement with its claws against you. Oh, I guess it does have 12. Doesn't. Never mind. It is going to make a claw attack against you. Here it comes.
Against Emily, that's a better choice.
21 to hit.
I am going to be hit.
Alright. So 12 points of slashing damage to.
I'm going to use my racial feature to reduce
Bones
it
endurance.
by the following.
That is a very good idea.
Let's go.
Ooh!
Oh.
Take -1
No
damage.
damage.
I gain 1 health.
The question is, does that force? I will say, since you don't take any damages, it's not force a concentration check. It will attack you again, though.
It's okay, because I was about to be sleepy sleep.
This time, with its bite, here it comes.
No!
22 with the bite.
No! Damn it!
This is 15 points.
Well,
of
I can't
necrotic
stop
damage.
it.
Yeah.
I am not resistant to the necrotic. I am down.
All right.
Well, there's all the healing.
It's like they're attracted to the things that do radiant things. All right.
But that's not fair.
I'm okay with it.
Very good.
You've made peace, alright. You made peace the second you rolled
Look,
this.
I put an X already. It's how I know what's going to happen.
All right, that will do it for that. Olive, you are up as you see both of your clerics now down in the center of this courtyard, and just Emily Ivo standing there defiantly.
We're gonna kill another member of the Ivo family.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast Scorching
Well, that's a
Ray.
great idea. If you kill her, the creature will think you're on its side.
Yeah. Scorching Ray, all 3 going at the thing.
All right, 26 will hit.
All right, another one.
Why is it rolling that many d6?
8
Ugh.
will not.
18.
The third one rolled 18.
So 2 will hit, I believe.
Okay.
And one sort of slams into its wing, spinning it around, and as it sort of tries to right itself, the other one catches it right in the face, and it flips over and lands on its back on the ground, and the thrashing and the cacophony in your ears cease. And with that, you see sort of bright opening in this sort of tempest that's above you as the light begins to pour down, and as it sort of comes in from the top, as the whole thing begins to subside, all of the birds are just sort of whoosh, whisked away into like bursts of dust, and then ash just kind of begins to rain down on things as one by one each of these creatures is no more.
Yes.
All right, we will
Um,
stay in rounds.
But
I
why? What?
I would like to run over and
Step
o-
on someone.
give a well, run over and once I can give a healing potion to Malaya.
All right. So you can certainly move. Zahara.
I'm gonna go boop. And I'm gonna feed a healing potion
Boop
to
the great-
Grist.
All right.
Zahala, I was at the gates. Maglubiet was there.
I saw that one lady.
And he closed the door on me. he
There,
wouldn't let
Grist.
me be with him.
Grist, it's not time yet. The
No.
great Maglubiet rates.
Why won't
The
he let
time
me
is
in?
not yet. Right, please I'm like shoving the bottle into your mouth.
I mean, I'd already drank it at this point.
Please roll the healing.
Lick it.
I just linked the
Are you rolling or am I rolling?
You can roll.
All right.
Which means it's gonna be
That
like
way it's not her fault.
3 points of healing.
As this is happening, Emily sort of crouches down and puts her left hand on Malaya's chest, and you just see this like spark go out into Malaya as she stabilizes him. So you're currently stabilized.
Okay.
And are people planning on using a healing potion to bring Malaya back, or
If Groost is up, Groost would
You are.
use healing cure wounds on
Alright,
Malaya.
please
Thank you,
roll
I
for
appreciate that.
Bump, bump.
Cool.
Ooh, that's a goodie. Only the best for Maglubiet's favorite.
Assuming I did have to roll a death save, though.
Let's see what it was.
See what it would have been. Oh,
Oh.
that was fine.
Okay.
There it is.
Not nearly as dramatic as you. All right. So you find yourself now with this sort of black ash raining down as the rains themselves come to a stop, and slowly the storm sort of fades, almost like it's sinking into the ground. Light of the very late afternoon sky, sort of sunset forming back. The moment all is quite quiet.
I
Groost! Thought we had a
Relax.
plan. I thought we had a plan, Groost.
Well, we did have a plan.
Then why didn't you follow the plan, Groost? We didn't have to fight the whole evil boss person.
I got confused. I
Groost,
lost concentration. I'm plucky. I'm not focused.
I reach my hand out to shake Emily's hand if she'll take it. And I thank you for your assistance in many ways today.
Thank you for your service.
Well, it seems we've solved your problem in somewhat violent fashion, but
My favorite.
sometimes that's exactly what these kinds of problems need.
Zahara,
Are there any bodies here?
this?
Oh, actually, never mind. I realized I didn't want to do what I was thinking about doing.
All of the creatures have turned sort of to ash. So there is sort of this light, dark
Bruce.
gray coating to everything that's
My
you know,
life?
in puddles and stuff.
Here's some healing back for you.
Ah, thank you. Oh, I can feel my legs again.
I am now down to cantrips.
Thank you for your service.
Can't trip, won't trip.
Let's try not to trip into another fight.
So, what do we do now?
Well, I guess we should see if we can figure out where this guy went.
Do we want to chase him down?
Well, we also need to go back to that flower and get more nectar.
The beautiful thing about going back to the flowers, I could go to sleep there, and that would be great.
I would also like to pick up Stumbles. Stumbles had a look of hope in Stumbles' eye.
Now, we had decided, Casey, to come to town instead of sleeping for the night. Is that correct? It's dark?
It is. So the storm descended around midday. So it is. It's definitely nighttime now, like late sunset.
Okay.
But it's, summery. So
I almost don't want to confront any possible would-be thief until I've recovered a bit.
I'm quite similar. So,
Yeah.
do we go to circus? Do we go to the house? Or do we... Other
I've got a task
option?
list. We could get the nectar and then,
And long rest there. Come back, check on.
we could also bring on Dean and
Somebody.
Caspian with us.
We could.
I think letting as few people know the location of the flower as possible is a good thing.
Yes,
would
because
have-
we're gonna sell that location to.
Because we're gonna make bank. We're gonna be rich.
We need. I don't think. I think if we're going to go to the flower, we need to go back to the flower now. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
It's $1.
I agree.
You know, fantasy monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh, Phenopoly.
Yeah.
Alright. So what would you like to do? It's about an hour walk to get to where the flower is.
We're gonna make the flower walk.
Yeah.
Alright. Are you going back to anything first or going straight there from where you are?
I think going straight there, and I'd like to keep an eye out for anybody who's following us.
How long does my spiritual weapon last?
That's good. I think it's
Spiritual weapon's out because you went down.
It's not concentration.
Boom. Shakalaka.
It's only 1 minute anyway, so it's
Yeah,
way
sure.
gone anyway.
yeah. I think we just go and we wait and we look for people
Alright.
or suspicious things.
Yes. Also, if it would be possible to bring this to a close as well, because I do still have a headache and it's getting late.
We know your life is incredibly hard.
It is. I'm struggling.
Yes, so you make your way headed out that way without telling anyone what you've done or where you're going.
As is our way.
This is the way.
All right, and somebody said something about looking out for something along the way.
Or just kind of like, looking like just observing what's happening around us, also if we're being followed or,
All right, if you'd like to make an active perception roll, please do so.
that would be a 20. Ooh,
24.
we all eyes out.
All right. So, being keen to make sure that you're not being followed and looking around, you make your way out, and you, with fair certainty, can say that no one is tracking you or following. As best you can tell, the last of the storm seems to go away, leaving just very eerie quiet there as you make your way back out, as you remember to the home of your halfling friend. Did you have something more?
I have one question. The creature, the main creature, did it also turn to ash? Or
Yes.
was that the only thing? Oh, okay.
Everything seems to have turned to ash. So, to Marcos's hovel. You get sort of to the edge of the water, in which sort of half of the, you remember, large sort of automaton, fallen construct thing, was submerged into that Marcos has built his house in, and you immediately see movement. Zahara, you notice it first. There appears to be some creature crouched down in the sort of faint orangish glow of the flower, looking over it. They don't seem to notice you all as you've sort of noticed them from quite a distance away. You're probably, 100 plus feet away.
Well, shit.
There. And you, as you sort of pause for a moment looking over Zahara, you notice that the creature is a tabaxi.
Fucking of course it is.
And that's where we'll end tonight.
Time to fucking roast a cat.
Well, it could be like, listen, we don't work for Shavi anymore. Have at it. It's all yours. She's probably
As
dead
you
anyway.
were very careful not to be followed this time. Previous attempts to not be followed were not attempted.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, you cleared out the storm. That's a good thing.
That
Yeah,
feels like a really. How big was the storm? Like a milestone long?
No.
How big
No,
was the?
it was like a
It was like a.
100-meter dash. Yeah. Cool. Well, good work. We will sort through what's going on, but there are lots of pieces in motion and lots of things happening without your knowledge. Your actions will and do have consequences. So cool. Thank you, Roll20, for having us part of your Spotlight program. Go see Roll at Slant on all of the social medias. That's Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. You know what to do, you wonderful people, you. Thank you all for watching. What am I forgetting? Thursday, almost certainly the last episode of Lions and Crows. So tune into that. Out of the frying pan into the frying pan, if you will. And until next time.
The word closure gets thrown around, but is it positive or negative? Could it be both?
It can. Goodbye, stream people.
Good boodling.
Avidas and goodbye. Something.
So long, farewell.
Dum 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 dum.